Hello, 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 everyone. It's Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. I am having a very confused day. Just your heads up that it could be very interesting. Beautiful, sunshiny day. Crisp, definitely crisp. Currently minus 24 Celsius. That's with the wind chill. Otherwise, it's minus 12, which means it's 10 degrees Fahrenheit, but feels like minus 11. So, welcome everybody. Beth and Anne in Virginia are here playing today, and we're playing vintage. Hey, Chris, welcome, welcome. Welcome. We are playing vintage. So, just a heads up, vintage is not my thing. I don't normally do much vintagey kind of stuff. Um, but we're gonna play today. I dragged out a whole bunch of like craft magazines from the 70s, and they have this lovely painted doll. She's done on fabric, and I'm going to paint her on a piece of canvas. So that's what I'm going to be playing today. Hey, Jan. Hi, Janet. Nice to see you guys. Chris, and we got Peoples here. Yeah, vintage. All right. We're going to make Beth center stage. See, I didn't say making Beth big. We're practicing. Kim is practicing. Beth is center stage.
Well, I have been collecting some vintage things, and I'm going to put them in this little box right here. This is going to be it for a project by itself, and it's going to be something brand spanking new. Never done it quite like this before, but I've got some vintage postcards, some pictures that look kind of vintage style with the hat, with the type of um, housing in the background. Those are kind of like vintage cottages. I have no idea, but this is not vintage, but it's Chinese, and I think it's really old in the vintage days. Never know what you might need in your collage. I'm gonna do a collage page. This has nothing to do with vintage. This is Christmas. That was from what I did over the Christmas holidays. Don't need those, but I've got some other. I've got some die cuts, and I thought that this with the pair of shoes and the pocketbook, thought it was a vintage thing. It's Valentine's, so there's some vintage cutouts. I've got a pattern lady that I cut out. I found some more ladies over here. They're vintage looking, and I've got some Tim Holtz people, little people. This was a playing card with the cottage. It's vintage. And I got another little Happy Mail packet here with all kinds of little vintage people and tidbits in it. So it's going to go in the box. Anne over here, she sent me some vintage things, and some of it that I'm definitely going to be using is this vintage lace, and this is like a real pale. It's got a blue tint to it and an off white. It the flowers I think have a little tint of blue in them, very very faint, and when I took a smell, when I smelt them, they smell like an attic. So that came out of somebody's attic for sure, for sure. And then Anne also sent me some more vintage papers, newspapers, and so, like uh, uh, this is for the National Association of the Retired Federal Employees, and then this is a vintage magazine with some papers and things in here. Don't know if I need anything, but might need some text paper. And then I've also got I got some Chinese, Japanese writing. Here's another piece of ribbon that is vintage looking. A piece of scrap paper that I had in my stash. And then I found these little pieces from gift magazines, like the diamond painting, cross stitch painting, and other type of little gifts. And then I found a clock. That's definitely vintage now. But this one with the Roman numerals is more vintage than the numbers, and that's what we're going to make a collage with today. And so and then I found some more things in my stash. These were handmade by Joni Carter, and she's one of my followers, and she loves to make things. And then I found some vintage stamps, ink stamps. I've got these ink stamps, and it's vintage. So I did it on fabric, and there's another one with the little girls playing around. So that's all of us right there. So those will be on our collage as well. So for starters, that's where we're going to go. And I keep finding something vintage. This came out of a book that I repurposed the book reading book. And this is a vintage guy for sure. Found some a part of a doily uh, that I had in my stash, and that's vintage looking. So we're going to use that for starters. So stay tuned. Don't go. Don't
All
touch
right.
that towel. Don't go nowhere.
Awesome. Janet, Shannon, Becca, anybody want to come and play? Just pop a message in the chat box there, and I will send you the link to come and play. That would be very cool. Let's
Yeah.
check out Anne in Virginia. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. Well, my whole house is full of vintage stuff, so this was so easy for me. But I had this old clock, which I'm not sure how old it is, but it's old. I got it at an auction, so I took it apart. This shows you how old the face is. It's just paper on metal, but I have all the, I don't know, can you see those? All the bits
I
and
like the
pieces
bits.
from the inside. Yeah, I took it apart. I couldn't get one screw out, but it was fun, and I've had it for a little while. And what I'm going to do is right now I'm lining the inside with pages from a 1970s Reader's Digest. And the title's going to be My Mind's Eye because I'm going to fill it with pictures. I cut up a bunch of old family pictures and things that symbolize my growth, I guess, as a human being, where I came from and what I see now. And
Beautiful.
so it's going to be basically an assemblage, but like the Reader's Digest, we got those for years when I was a child. And my mom was an avid reader, and I am still a reader, although I listen to audiobooks. And so we always had Reader's Digest in our house. And when someone offered it to me, I was like, yes. The thing I sent you, Beth, from the
Yeah.
retired federal workers,
Yeah.
a lady in our neighborhood, in our Buy Nothing group, she knew I liked old things, and she was helping clear out a house of a great aunt. And this great aunt had worked for a senator, and I can't remember his name now, but very famous senator. And her house was just full of the most interesting federal government things like calendars,
Oh wow.
that magazine. And one thing I sent to one of my grandsons, he's just 4, the little 4-year-old artist, he's obsessed with space. And she had, gosh, I think they were 10 by 12, or no, they were 12 by 14 prints, official NASA prints from the
Oh
moon
wow.
landing. So I learned when somebody says, "Do you want this old stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take your old stuff," and then decide what to do with it. So it was full of McCall's magazines from the 70s and the 60s and Good Housekeeping. Just so much stuff. So I'll use it or lose it, one or the other, or share it with somebody that wants it. So, and I love antique linens. So I have all kinds of stuff. This was an easy one for me.
Oh,
So
I
that's
have I have vintage stuff. It's just whatever.
Well,
Not
I decided to photocopy a lot of it,
yeah.
scan
Yeah.
it and print it, because like the photos, I'm not going to cut up an original photo of my
Oh
great
no. No.
grandfather or
Exactly.
something.
Exactly.
But you color
Very
photo,
good.
color scan it, whatever, and print it out. It's actually easier to collage than an old photo anyway. So that's what I'm working on. I'm just starting the base of it so that the wood is covered.
Welcome, Becca.
Hello.
Hi, Becca.
Doing
Come in. Come
vintage
in.
today.
I hope
So
nobody is creeped out by the black gloves, but I'm using gel medium. And if you get that stuff on your skin, you're cleaning it off for a week. I mean, it's
good to
pretty
know. I've never
Black
serious.
used it.
gloves are good.
To know.
Yeah, I
Any
know they
color
only have
gloves are
black in
good.
stock. I don't like the black. I feel like
Hi, Jen.
a crime scene.
All right. Becca, I'm
Yeah.
going to make you front and center and find out what you're doing.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
I actually am going to do one of my, if you don't know, I'm doing a challenge for the month of February, and it's
On your
called
channel?
Art Month 2025.
On your channel?
On my channel. Yeah, I have this here calendar, and it's on I put in my community tab, and it's in my channel, and it's on Beth's Facebook channel. And if you need one, you can email me. But there's just 2 rules. You use the prompt that's in the month or in the day, and use the prompt for the day. I wasn't gonna advertise this, but I'll go real quick. So you use the prompt for the day, and then use at least 1 heart in each of the creations. So like yesterday was doodle, so I made it a heart, and then I doodled.
Lovely.
So yeah, if you're interested, but that's what I'm going to start with, that to get that out of the way today. And I'm going to go, I seen Miriam said something about 70s. So I'm going to use like 70s colors.
Beautiful.
60s, 70s colors. That's vintage enough, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my prompt for the day, and then I'm going to go into my art journal, and I'm going to work in my art journal and make something with those colors. That's my goal for today. Instead of the grungy vintage.
Yeah.
I don't like grungy vintage either.
Well, I can appreciate it, but it's just not me. So
right.
Why do we think
right. That's me too.
I
I see people make it, and it's like some people can they really do wonderful stuff with it. But for me, I'm not a grungy. I mean, I've tried, and it just doesn't turn out, or I think it's just not me. So
yeah. Like I say, I can appreciate. I have a lot of vintage stuff in my house because I'm old.
Because you're vintage, right?
I am. You know what's really funny is when I had this stuff at the museum in one of the local cities, I had to volunteer there, and I would look at this stuff like the washboards and the cast iron waffle irons and the ringer washers and stuff. And it's like, I still have that kind of stuff in my house. Well, no longer a ringer washer. I miss it, but whatever. And I'm going, I'm too young to have stuff in the museum. But I look around my house and it's like, yeah, maybe I'm not so young. So
that's so funny. I've had that. My mother has had that conversation with me one time when we were in a museum. She was like, hey, we have that at the house, or stuff like that. I know, but my mother is a collector she's always liked that collecting and stuff. So
yeah, me too. Much to my children's dismay. Okay. So, as I said, I didn't know what I wanted to do for vintage. Miriam said something 70s. So I went, I'm going to drag out my old magazines and craft books. So I pulled this one out, vintage crochet ornaments. And I thought, well, I don't do that kind of junk on my stuff. Nice stuff on my Christmas tree. Marty, I'm judging myself. Anyway, I don't put this kind of thing on my Christmas tree as a rule. So I figured, we'll put that one aside. So then I pulled this needlecraft one out. And this one is from, I don't even know when it's from. It is from fall, winter. It was only $1.50, guys. I just showed you how old this book is. I'm just trying to find the date on it. Sorry. Fall, winter, 76, 77. So I pulled this out and I thought, well, maybe I would do something out of here because there's some cool things, but I don't want to get into a knitting project. I don't want a big project that I have to work on along with everything else I've got happening, right? Because, some of this stuff is cool. Very vintage, guys. Very vintage, right? So look at those beautiful pillows. But still, I'm not. No, not. So then I saw this one with the soft toys. This is from 1976. Ooh. Look at those crazy dolls.
Oh, I love those crazy dolls. Hey, that doll would be perfect for next New Year's.
It's great. Like I love these little dolls. They've got all kinds of stuffed toys, knit, crochet, creepy,
Creepy.
You know, these ones I find very creepy. They have no eyes, but they're cute, right?
Isn't it
Very
Amish
cute.
dolls they
Yeah,
don't put eyes on?
I
Yes.
know.
No
Well,
faces. Yeah.
well, this
No
one's got
faces on
eyes.
all the dolls.
These have eyes. These ones have that creepy stare. So anyway, there was this beautiful painted doll. It's got the directions for painting her on muslin or whatever. So I thought I would paint her. I have a piece of canvas that I had pre-painted. I had a sign on it, but so I painted over the sign. And as soon as this white paint is dry, I'm going to paint her just the front. Yeah, cute, crazy dolls, definitely. I'm going to paint her on this piece of fabric, but it's still wet. So that's kind of my idea for the day. So I was thinking of maybe once in a while do like a pop up surprise Thursday, a throwback Thursday, and we could play out of one of these magazines. We could find something and play. So while everybody is here, let's find out what we're doing next week, guys. Let's pick a color. I have green, yellow. First color is the one I'm choosing to stick of. I have yellow, green, pink, orange, purple, blue, natural. I think that's it. I think that some of these pinks are actually supposed to be red. I would say it's red. Orange, pink, pink. Kitty Jen says pink. This is a pink one. This one says, oh, ladies, trash to treasure next week.
Oh boy.
Next week, trash to treasure.
Oh boy. I just I finally emptied my trash can and it like opened up a whole like area of my floor. It was amazing. It was like seriously, Shannon took it out of here and I was like, wow.
It feels good to clean sometimes, doesn't it?
There was a lot of trash in here.
Now, looking at your
Brand new
magazine,
world.
Kim, it made me think, the little animals and things. It makes me think of those, like the Woobles crochet kits that are so popular. Like, nothing's really new in the world. It's
No.
It's all
No.
Like, I mean, these old magazines in the front, they've got knitting, like how to knit, how to crochet, embroidery stitches, all kinds of things, right? And it never goes.
yeah.
Beth
It's
has an
always there.
interesting challenge this month. Okay. Beth, what's your challenge this month, honey?
But I was wondering if she started it yesterday.
Yes, I did.
Ooh.
Everybody was doing these challenges, and Becca and everybody, and I decided that I don't know where I heard it from, but somebody was talking about doing something every day, and I thought, I'm going to put something away every single day this month. I'm going to come in here, even if I don't stream, and I'm going to put something away. My goal is to put one thing away. Yesterday, I put about 20 things away.
Whoa. So you're good for 20 days, Beth. There you go.
No,
There you go.
rules are it's just for that day. I can't use it for 20. No, it's not like that because I've got more than that out. So my goal is to get this table behind me. It's a card table that's piled, shoulder high. So you all know how that is. I'm sure of it. And Dana came over and helped me 2 or 3 times last summer as a great friend to come over.
I think it's been 2 summers ago, Beth. I think it's been that long ago.
And she has helped me, and it was really, really embarrassing for me, but I was also very, very grateful that she had enough sense, enough kindness in her heart to come over and show mercy to me and help me. And then on top of that, we put things in the car, and Joe's got the garage open and he's taking things out of the car and putting them in the garage. And it was like an endless battle. And so now whenever I do something like this, I have to make sure it leaves with me when I leave, so that it doesn't come back, and that type of a thing. But that's my goal, to put one thing away every day. Come in here, and and if you want to grab 2 or 3 things, I can put 2 or 3 things away at the same time in that corner. What goes over in that corner. So I can do that, and it's working. And so far, but it's only been one day.
Can we please tell Beth that she should not have been embarrassed and shouldn't be embarrassed, because most of our rooms look a hot mess.
Oh
and
yeah,
we have too much
I know
stuff.
I'm not the only one. That's the only reason why I survive. Because I know I'm
Monica,
not the only one.
Monica, that's not vintage.
1969.
Yeah, vintage
Well,
is
that's
69. I'll
I'm
say.
doing 60s, 70s. So
Yeah, me too. I still need to do stash as well. It's crazy. Becca, I want to play your heart thing, because as I was cleaning, I came across this little heart that I did way back when, and it was, I put them in Happy Mail a lot of times, and it says, what I make with my hands, I give with my heart. And I was thinking when I came across this that I need to make a whack load of hearts, because it's been a while.
yeah.
So I'm going to have to start a new project and follow along with Becca's heart challenge.
There we go.
But hearts
Yeah,
are
and
important.
it doesn't have to be the shape of, like, I just am doing the shape of the heart, but you can do it all on one page. Whatever. The only rule is that you do the prompt and there's a heart in the the item that you create. That's the only rule. So
Yeah, awesome.
yeah.
Becca, do you have that list on your Facebook group, or where do you have the list?
Yeah, it should be everywhere. If it's not, I will post again. But yeah, I think I put it in Beth and I put it in mine, and I have it on my community page. If I didn't, it's because I got lazy and I forgot, but I'm almost positive I did. If not, after I stream today, I will post it again.
Thanks, Becca. Thank you. I will definitely go and look.
Yeah.
Will you did you put it on Kim's in the Meet Your Creativity?
Oh, I will,
No.
or I can put it in our group too. I'll put it. I'll just put it everywhere.
Okay, just put it everywhere.
Yeah.
I might find it. You know what? Collaging inside a circle is not easy. I'm just going to tell you right now.
No, that would be very interesting.
It's like upside down, sideways. I don't want to cover up somebody's face. But
Yes, yeah, I knew for a fact I put it there because it wouldn't take the whole. I couldn't shrink it right. I did everything that I thought. Like, I have a picture of it and I shrunk it, and every time I shrunk it, it still wouldn't fit in one post on my community tab. I had to cut it in half. So I do know it's on my community tab because I had to go through that to put it there. But I'm not positive about the other places. But yeah.
we don't want to pressure you. It's okay.
Oh no, it was so weird. I was very frustrated with myself yesterday because I couldn't figure out what the heck, why I couldn't get this landscape to fit. So that people, yes, maybe it wouldn't fit, but you had to click on it to maybe open it. I couldn't figure out how to do that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
I couldn't get my calendar up on YouTube either.
Yeah, I had to do it. Like, I took left side of it and then posted it on the right side of it.
I couldn't.
Here's our before and after pictures here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is the one right here. That one right there.
Hey, I've got two full rooms like that, Beth. Don't feel bad.
Oh, I don't feel bad. I'm just excited that it's going to get cleaned off.
That would be funny, a true confessions page, like what it really looks like.
I'm actually on a craft room organization room or something, and at least monthly they do I want to see how bad your room is or something like that, because someone's embarrassed in there, and almost always there's hundreds. It's not just one person. It's like 10 people. No, it's like hundreds of people showing their horrible craft-a-lanches and stuff.
This is to my left.
I can't even stand to look in my sewing studio. It's at the end of a hall, and every time I go up there, I'm like, I'm just going to shut that door until I can go clean it up. Because
that's supposed to be empty so I can work there.
Yeah.
It's
Instead, I
gonna
have
happen, Beth. I just know it.
a 12 by 12. I have a 12 by 12. If you can't laugh about it, then it's not going to be any fun.
Yeah, that's true.
That is
The
right.
Earl Bombeck said if you can't make it better, at least you can laugh at it. Laugh about it.
That's why I laugh at myself all the time. You
And my
ever
house is not like that. My house is not a hoarding area. I do have some things on my dresser that I need to put away, but it's not like it's a hoarding area in
Yeah,
my house.
my house is the
Oh, I
same way.
can't say
Everything's
that.
neat
My
and
whole
tidy
house
except
is-
for that.
Beth,
Well,
what
we had
you're
to use
saying?
my sewing studio as a bedroom when everybody was here, and so that meant piling stuff up in the,
Oh yes.
the bigger stuff. So now I got to unpile it. It feels kind of vicious cutting people out of pictures.
Off with their head, right?
Yeah, off with your head. I just cut my siblings up. Sorry.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Monica, me too. I've been trying so hard to do that lately. My goodness.
To do what?
Monica is labeling everything and clearing out. So, like, I totally understand.
I started that and then I moved stuff around, so now the labels are wrong.
I have all my little boxes labeled. Everything divided
I
up. Labeled.
tried.
My
I
closet's got shoe boxes and they're alphabetized.
Nice.
At least all of the A's are together and all of the Z's are together. So at least you know what area to start scanning.
I
'Cause
did
you've
that
got
with some of my little ones.
laces and trims but
I just cut out a picture of my third grade teacher, and what's funny is I remember her being old, like old.
Yeah.
Now I look at her and I go, she wasn't that old.
That's to the right of me. That is behind me.
That doesn't look too bad.
And that's to the left of me.
There's your doom pile.
bingo.
That's what my daughter calls them, doom piles.
They're piles of possibilities.
Yeah. She says it's a sign of ADD too, when you have doom piles.
Yeah, well, we all know that I have suffered from that just a little bit.
Don't you think highly creative people do? Because you go from one thing to the other like squirrels.
Well, yeah, because once you learn how to do it, you're done. You don't
Yeah.
want to do it anymore because you've already mastered it. So I continue.
My
Yes.
dad was like that. Oh my gosh. Ugh. He would get more hobbies going at one time.
Well, my dad woodworked and painted. So, okay.
I can't say anything though, because I'm worse than he was.
Yeah.
I don't have to work though. That might be the difference. He had to earn a living.
Yeah. True.
That
Yeah,
might
look
be-
at all the fun piles. I got lots. That's just what's surrounding me. On the other side of the one that's to my left, I have stacks on the floor that are waist high. You just
Whoa.
see for all this stuff on my desk. And then I have, on the left side, I have 2 full rooms that are full of stuff.
Well, yeah, I have a storage room just full of fabric and stuff.
Well, yeah, one of the rooms is full of fabric, and the other one is miscellaneous. But it was
With the price of fabric now, though, I just laugh at people that laughed at me about the amount of fabric I have. Because
yeah,
ha. And now Joann's is going under. And
yeah.
I actually went into the local one here and I thought, now it's real obvious why they're going bankrupt. Out of 4 employees I interacted with, and I have to say, I'm very polite to employees because I've been there, I've done that. They were so snippy and rude and indifferent. And I thought, well, nothing's changed. It used to be they hired older ladies and they were polite, nice,
Well, yeah,
encouraging.
we were raised, right? Like,
Yeah.
some of this generation, my word, I would just like to smack them.
Go for it. I won't say nothing.
And I'm sorry, but the clientele in that store is not 20-something for the most part.
Yeah.
And you go in there partly for retail therapy. So it's like you don't want somebody being rude to you
No.
because you just want to get in and get out then. Okay, I have this mystery in life. I don't remember my 4th grade whatsoever. My mom, I got the suitcase of stuff from my mom's house with school pictures. There's no picture of me in 4th grade.
Huh.
Uh-oh, they sent you away. That was
I
the
don't
year they
know.
sent you away.
I don't have 1st grade either, but that
You were
I
in,
remember
you were
1st
in the
grade.
juvie detention.
Yeah, you were. They sent you away.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was such a naughty child. You wouldn't believe. No, I was scared of my own shadow most of the time. Then I only got sent to the principal's office once, and that was because I'd written a letter to the head of the school board complaining that they were discriminating against girls because they wouldn't let us on the safety patrol. And then all of a sudden, I get this thing over the intercom and report to the principal's office. I was like, oh no. So the teacher let me take my friend with me, and it was the head of the school board there waiting for me and said, I read your letter. It's very interesting. Tell me again why you believe this. And so I told him, said, okay, I'm changing the policy. Girls can now be on the safety patrol.
Wow, good for
Good
you,
for
Ed.
you.
Go,
Making,
girl.
making changes in the world.
That's right. Women's rights. Well, my dad and a
Liberated
friend and I
woman.
were whining about it, and my dad said, what are you girls whining about? And I told him, and he said, well, you know what? You can sit there and whine, or you can do something about it. And we're
There
like,
you
"What?"
go. If
And I
only
said, what?
parents
you,
would say
Daddy.
stuff like that nowadays.
Yeah. So he went and got us a portable typewriter out of his office and showed us the basic format for a business letter. Told us who we should write to, and we did it. So, but she wouldn't sign it. She made me sign it.
Yeah, that's good.
The link on my screen is for Shannon's playtime tomorrow evening at 7 Eastern.
Oh,
It is 7 Eastern, right? 8. Anyway, I'm going to play with Shannon on her channel tomorrow evening. So that is the link for the live tomorrow.
All
I
right.
need to make a list of lives to go back and watch these ones that are like in the evening, and I'm done in the evening.
Becca used to have a list of streamers. Do you still
Oh
have
God,
it?
it's so bad now. Not bad, but it's out. It's way out of date. Half the people don't stream anymore. That's on there, and they've changed their time. My time isn't even right on there. And it took so much people to get that, and whew,
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
If your own isn't right, that's a problem.
I wanted to make it interactive, but I had a heck of a time trying to get the
Welcome, Sarah.
permissions correct so people could change theirs but not others, and it was just too much to try to get everyone.
Oh, hello, Sarah. Is Sarah new? I don't.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
She says
come
hers
to the
is
right
out of
place.
control and have come out of the art room into the living room and dining room because I don't have a comfortable chair or couch in there or a TV screen to just have sound. Well, Sarah, if it makes you feel better, I just flat out took over our formal dining room. So
Yeah.
I just took it. It's not going to be, no one would want to eat in here. Somebody did sleep in here over the holidays, though.
Best little hearts are making me think back to when I was 16 and I had a boyfriend and we were serious and all that. And I made, I took and I cut out, I didn't have a punch. I took and I cut out a heart for every day that we had been together. And we had been together for, I think, over a year. And I made a little heart box out of paper, and taped it all together. And I put on every heart, I wrote something, like something that we'd done or something special on that heart.
Oh
I can't believe I wasted all my time on that.
Overboard, right?
I worked,
you, Becca.
and it was for Valentine's Day. So I worked and worked and worked on that. And of course,
And what did he do?
He's just a stupid 16-year-old boy. What did he? Oh, that's so sweet. I don't remember. He's a jerk.
What am I
My
doing?
son did that to the woman he was engaged to. Well, he married her, his wife now. But he
I
folded
was
up
engaged to
these
this guy.
little teeny tiny origami hearts.
Oh man,
Oh, the painted doll.
I know
Um,
what it takes.
The 1976 McCall's magazine.
Ooh,
Gene
I
asked
love
what I was
that.
doing.
You got
I
to
love
see
it.
this label. This is fancy labeling from I don't know when. Seam binding irregulars.
That's how generic. Remember when generic
Yeah.
stuff in the
Yeah.
grocery store was black and white?
Look at this one, 15 cents for seam binding. Can you see?
I
Mm.
think I got some of those.
Wow.
I think it's, yeah, somebody gave them to me. So I took them off, took the labels off. People give me weird stuff because
People give me weird stuff too. I like it.
I do too.
Okay, let's
I
do this.
appreciate it.
Yeah, me too.
This one's really old. Boyle Tex. I remember. Oh, geez. That was old when I was young. Here's inflation. Okay, so we went from 15 cents to 39 cents.
Oh my.
Oh, that's pretty
Double.
new. That's like from the
Double.
80s, right?
Now it's, I don't know, because now, see, here's the next one, the same company, same product. It's $1.
Ooh.
Boy,
Inflation.
that would be an interesting study, wouldn't it? And go see what it is now.
It's the difference between when mom and pop run the show and the son run the show and then the grandson run the show.
Yeah. And now it's like there's no mom. Look at that one, 29 cents. That was fancy. Now that was iron on. We got it to iron on.
We did have iron-ons.
I'm going to have to look and see how much Wright's seam binding is now. How far? I like the old ads. Like my mom gave me my great aunt's cookbook or recipe file. They ran a boarding. They boarded teachers. That was a normal thing. Like teachers couldn't be married, and a local family gave them room and board. Or, they got paid for it, whatever. So
Okay,
she had to
what's
make
happening
meals
in
every
chat?
day with variety. And some of the newspaper ads are hilarious.
Something's happening in chat here. Okay.
What's happening in chat?
I'm going to read chat. Sarah says, mine are absolutely out of control and have come out of the art room into the living room, dining room because she doesn't have a comfortable chair or couch in their TV screen to just have sound. Exactly. Shannon said, yep. Jan says, yeah, Sarah, that's what I do too. There is natural light in the living room and dining room. Monica says, you'd never know it to look at me, but I'm the black sheep of my family. No, Monica. Sarah says, good morning, ladies. Janet says, hi, Sarah. Shannon says, hi, Sarah. Sarah says, yes, I want to find someone to craft with today, lol. Belinda says, hi, Sarah. Sarah says, hello. Jan says, I am too, Monica, but you wouldn't think so. Jan, honey, I love you. She's my sister-in-law, by the way. I can, yeah. Jan asked what I was doing. I showed her I'm painting this doll. Jan says I'm doing the painted doll. Monica says, nice, Jan. We liked good times, didn't we? Jan goes, yes, we did. Thanks, Monica. Hit the like. It's a fun feral time. Yep, we got to be them feral people because it's just what we do. So that's chat for now, guys.
Who wants to do what everyone else is doing? I mean, really, we got to be feral.
Yeah, that's why we play on Sundays because look, we all have vintage is the thing. We're not doing the same thing. Nobody, not one of us is playing the same.
Even close to the same, really.
No, we're just totally off.
Our
today.
brains work so different. I love it.
Me too. That's why I like our Sundays. Because,
and we get along.
Yeah.
That's kind of good.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I know I didn't like the first time I got a paint by number set. I was like, I did one, and then I was like, do you want another one? Well, okay. But then I wouldn't do it the way they wanted it to. And my older sister was very much like, oh, you have to do it this way. Like she got upset when one of my kids wanted deviled eggs on Thanksgiving because deviled eggs do not go with turkey. They only go with ham.
They only go with what?
But you can. It's funny, isn't it?
No, I missed that. What's the only thing they go with?
Ham.
Oh,
You have them on Easter. You
Eggs
don't have
and
them on
ham.
Thanksgiving with turkey.
Oh.
Or you could have them on New Year's if you're having ham on New Year's. But so she did not like it that she'd gotten me a paint by number set, the second one, and I wouldn't do it the way they wanted it done, and she just was. Oh, she was so flummoxed at me sometimes.
Yeah, my
I've
sister was
taken, I
always
put
flummoxed with
celery,
me.
some of the celery leaves on the eggs and make them angel wings, and they're angel eggs because I don't like to give the devil any credit.
That's hilarious. That's
And
fabulous.
there's people in my family still do that. They make angel eggs.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, the one I really got me was, I don't know how old I was, but we went downtown and the Woolworths had a cafe kind of place, a coffee shop, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lunch bar, snack
So
bar.
she was taking me there, and I said, oh, I've never had a banana split. And the banana split was like, I don't know, 20 cents more than a regular sundae. So she's like, okay, I'll get you a banana split. So I ate all the ice cream, and she said, well, you didn't eat your banana. And I said, I don't like bananas. She was like, well, why did you want a banana split then? And I said, because I've never had one. My poor sister.
You ought to write that down. That's a keeper.
We also one time went in there and pretended we spoke French. But we
Oh,
didn't.
my cousin and I used to go and speak sign language
Yeah.
because our bedrooms faced each other. We lived in houses next door, and our bedroom windows faced each other down the sides of the house. So we would sit in our bedrooms because we couldn't use the phone because so we learned sign language. So we would sign to each other. So we would go downtown as young teens, like 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
And we would sign to each other. And people always felt so bad for these poor kids. We were bad. Oh, we were bad.
These poor kids that couldn't hear and had to use their hands to talk.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
just bad. That's really bad. So okay,
Secret's
Sarah,
tiny.
that's the fun of it. Everyone goes off in their own direction. She loves creating because of that. Everyone has a different perspective. Definitely different perspective, approach, theme. Yes. Jan says it's awesome. Jen says not since you can have deviled eggs anytime. I agree. We have that every time we have canasta wars. One of the kids brings deviled eggs. Susan says there's a company that you can send a picture you want and they send you a paint by number canvas and paint. I did one of my brother and his wife. Very cool, Susan.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Kitty Jen said, lol, Beth. I think that's about the angel eggs. Sarah says, I remember my grandmother once made the deviled eggs for my dad's birthday party once because he wanted them instead of a cake. Good. Exactly. I've got a daughter that doesn't want cake. She wants meringues. Meringue
Ooh, that
cookies.
sounds good.
I
I would come to your house for my birthday for meringue.
Beth. Sarah says, those are cool, Susan. I recently found those over the holidays. That is awesome. Sarah says, haha, going into fake speaking a language in a public place. Yeah. Carol, hey, Carol, nice to see you, hun. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So, crafting audience. Next week is Trash to Treasure. And is there anybody you would like to see front and center? Oh, it's Turkey Month in November. Yeah. For you guys.
Not for you. Yeah. Well, when is Canadian Thanksgiving? Isn't it November too?
October.
October. Oh, okay. Well, probably November it gets too cold, right? You're not thankful.
Well, could be.
Sorry, I had to say that.
That was pretty good.
It is. I liked it.
In my great aunt's recipe box, I found her card for getting the Sabin oral polio vaccine.
Oh.
I remember doing that. I remember not with her, but we did it in Arizona, lined up. And then we went and got the shot after that, after it came out. They gave them to us in schools.
Yes.
My dad had polio, so you better believe we were in that line right away. He got it when he was 7.
My word.
Yep. So we were quite well aware of polio. and what it could do to you.
It's okay, Sarah. That's fine. We understand about you guys celebrating in November. Like, no
It's
big
they
deal.
understand that us Americans are wrong. No.
No, no.
Just different. Just different.
That's,
Special.
you
We like
know,
to say we're special.
we like the fact that there's diversity in the world, right? Like this is part of the diversity piece.
Does that mean we could
That's
go to
just you.
Canada
We
and
know
have
what the real
Thanksgiving and
we
then
know what the real Canadians think, Kim.
do you really?
Canadian? Wait a minute. Kim's a real Canadian.
Yes.
She's as Canadian as they get, I think.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, she's nothing. There's nothing fake about Kim.
Kim was a Canadian before there was a Canada, right? Well, I meant your
Could
family,
be.
your
Now she
people
just
were, not
really
you.
aged you,
I think
Kim.
that's like you're 90, 200 years old. I didn't mean it that way. I meant,
Yeah, sure, you didn't.
Yeah, okay. I'll
My
smile
bad.
and nod. Can you see me? And I'll even salute you.
Oh,
You'll
Marty
split
said that her
Oh,
uncle
dear.
died of polio.
Mm.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad spent about 5 years mostly in the hospital.
Jen, I did see that. I am old. I am very old. I'm as old as dirt. Kitty Jen, I did see that.
I think I'm older
Do you
than
have
you,
a
Kim.
picture or something that you could shoot me about that? Because I would love to see it. Because I might just do Monster Valentines. Yes, there are a few of us Canadians here. You bet. Shannon and Jan and Carol and Sherry.
You all better be
Canadians
careful what you
looking-
say about Canada. Their
The
number.
crazy Canucks are here, guys. The crazy Canucks are here. Not
I
just
like
me.
Canada. We used to go to Canada quite often from Detroit.
Yeah, I've been up over across to Niagara Falls numerous times. Hi, Heather.
Oh, really?
Another Canadian here lurking.
Hey, Heather, nice to see you too. Yep.
Hi, Heather.
Yeah, Canada was only about 3.5 hours from where I grew up.
I drove my mom she came to visit me. We went to Detroit to see family. And I thought she said she wanted to go see Niagara Falls. I'm like, okay, we'll go home that way. So we made this big detour. And she said, well, no, I went there when I was a child. That's fine. So instead, we went to the wrong town. One of her the earliest one of her family that came to the, what was then the colonies was like 1600. And they're what's called a Bible chest, which is bigger than a Bible would hold, but that's what they call it, is in a museum up in upstate New York. And I went to the wrong town first. I know. So then we had to call home and go, could you go pull that Buell book and tell me where this stupid chest is? It's not a stupid chest. It's very cool. But so we didn't go to Niagara Falls. We drove right past that exit. Then we went to the wrong town. So we finally did make it to the right town.
Hey, Tina.
And the museum was nice. They actually got it out of the case and let her touch it and open it.
Us Canadians, there's more of us than you guys know.
Infiltrating.
Yes.
Oh, Canada's across the bridge from Marty.
Cool, Marty.
Where's at, Marty? Where's Marty at?
Yeah.
It's
Where
a
are you
secret
going?
bridge. She can't tell you.
Oh, shit.
Very secret bridge.
It's a bridge in her dreams.
Well, that's the way it is in Detroit. You can take a bridge and go over to Windsor.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Probably not anymore. It's easily.
Oh, Michigan. Okay. All right.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's right. Marty is.
I always
But you're-
just, I guess my brain just thinks, oh, there's only one way over the Rainbow Bridge. And
No.
you can only go over it Niagara Falls. You can't get to Canada any other way.
Marty, are you near Detroit? That's where we lived when I was a little kid.
I can't come up with anything here that I want to work on. I'm looking though.
I think it was the last time we went back to Detroit. We went over to Windsor for dinner. Now I don't think you can go back and forth as easy.
Hey, my Canadian streaming friends. We should do a Canada Day crazy Canuck crafting with the Canadians. What do you guys think? Throwing it at you.
That would be fabulous.
What are you throwing?
Canada Day. Crazy Canada crafting.
Do we have to wear our muckalucks?
They're going to meet up.
Oh,
No, we won't meet up. We're
Oh,
It-
you're just going to have a
far away
private
from each other.
party.
but we do an online craftathon or something.
And it could be Canadian themed, so
Yeah.
you can do things like Dudley Do Right.
We
And-
could do things like definitely do that.
definitely do right.
It's true. He's from the Canadian thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He
Only
is.
in our American minds, right?
I love that idea, guys.
I used to live in Texas for a little while, and I'm from West Virginia, and I had somebody come up to me very seriously. He was from Mexico, and he drove across the border, to come to work. And he says, do you all wear shoes up there? And I said, yes, just like here. And, but they believed the Beverly Hillbillies was real, and it was real to a point, but it was also a comic show, so they exaggerated a lot of it. But there was so much of it that was real, and especially in the poor woods type thing. But we were all that poor at one time. I mean, everybody was like that. It wasn't just West Virginia. And he says, well, do you have malls? And I said, yeah, we got malls and stores and
Indoor
cars.
plumbing?
It's everything that you have, grocery stores, we have it all. We have everything.
And we
you
don't
have.
live in igloos.
But you see, he was from Mexico, and there was more in Texas than there was in Mexico.
Right.
So he came from a seclusive area too. So, but it was true. He asked me. Yeah, it's real.
Well, when we were moving to
It's
Arizona,
real.
my grandmother thought for sure that the Indians were going to get us and we'd have to live in a fort. So, yeah, stereotypes. Yeah, I don't know what to add to this. Who have I forgotten? Oh, my other grandmother. I forgot someone. Uh-oh.
Kim, you're going to have to start making a list here. You've got some people that are in.
Yeah.
Make a list.
Check it twice.
We're going to find out who's Canadian or not.
We are.
No faking it either. No lying now, people.
Right.
There'll be a
No
test.
borders.
Yeah, there will be a test.
No
You're-
border crossing.
Nobody on the line.
One of the questions will be what you use colored pencils or what is the other one?
Pencil crayons. They are pencil crayons. Roadkill doing stuff. Sarah says, I experienced someone asking me questions about what we ate because my grandmother said she was from West Virginia and that we were hillbillies too. She asked if we ate roadkill stew and stuff.
You know, we lived in Mississippi in the 90s and there were people that still didn't have indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
We're being extra Canadian right now. Yes, we are, Shannon. We can have fun. It's
there was
all in fun.
There were some people that lived across the street from me. I was out in the country or in 3 miles from city limits. Okay. But there was a hauler. There was a hauler across the street from where I lived. And there was an old cabin back there, and there were some people that lived there, and you talk about poor, they were poor. And my mom there was 5 of us kids, so she would, anytime she'd get a bag of clothes that she didn't want anymore, she'd send it over there across the street.
Yeah,
It's real.
poverty's real.
It was real. It is. And they used to do sugar mill. They had this place on the river. I lived right on the Ohio River, and they had this place where there was enough ground for one of those turn things, and they had a mule, and they would get the sugar cane and grind it,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, grinding
then
wheel.
they would
Cool.
take it down to the market and sell it.
Very cool.
Yeah. See, I like doing stuff like that. I think that's educational.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there are still pockets that are just extreme poverty. Just did you
There
hear
are.
that the people affected by the hurricane in North Carolina last week? Oh gosh, I can't remember his name. He's a famous coach from NC State, and Verizon teamed up and paid off all their mortgages, $10 million.
Oh, lovely.
Isn't
Uh,
that the most fabulous thing? So they can hopefully start over a little bit better.
That's awesome.
I thought that was some of the private initiatives there have just been eye-watering. It's the only way they've gotten help, really, really good help.
well,
Yeah.
where do you start? Just by getting food and everyday
Mhm.
things was the main thing for a long time.
My small
Shelter.
town that I'm from, my sister-in-law, Shannon's sister, and her bestie got together and started a foundation to where they're sending hay
Mhm.
for
Oh,
everyone,
lovely.
and they're
For
sending
the horses, yeah.
yeah, they send the big round bear. They get some of the truckers up there donate their time in their trucks, and they're taking bales, those round bales of hay down, and it's been going on for a couple months now. The first one they took 4 semis, and then my sister-in-law drove her truck and pulled a trailer, and she took square bales, and then the semis took round bales. But they've been doing that monthly, and they've been getting hay from all over the state to take down and help them out that way. Because a lot of them, their farms were their life,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
if they can't keep their farm, then they can't keep themselves. So in the everything you see, they're getting a lot of food. They got a lot of food, and they got a lot of water, and they got, they needed this other help. So they stepped up because they're both farmers. These two girls are both farmers. And yeah,
That's
that's what
awesome.
they've been
That
doing.
that's lovely. That's absolutely lovely.
I saw pictures of that. You actually know who did that? That's
Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.
wow. Well, tell them
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I saw pictures of it.
Northwestern Pennsylvania something is what they call
Mhm.
themselves. Yeah.
And have you seen the Amish people that went down there are still going by the busload? They just
They help
No.
build. They
they
help
come
build.
down there and
Oh, excellent.
they arrive early Monday and they leave Friday, and they just build houses. And the people were like, "What can we do to help?" And they said, "Well, if you can find us a place to sleep out of the weather, that'd be lovely. But otherwise, we have our system. Let us go." They built
Yeah.
like
I
60
saw
little
that.
houses in 48 hours.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're amazing when they get together because there's so many of them, and they know what each other are
Mhm.
doing. There's no middleman management like
Yeah.
United States or they go. We don't have a huge population of Amish anymore. They've kind of moved out of that area, but every summer I see them when I go up home, and it's just always amazing at when you do catch them working out there, and they're like bumblebees,
Yeah,
they
that's
know
what
their
they
job,
said.
and.
They said thank you, but we have our own system, and they bring women with their wives. Some wives go and just do the cooking and whatever else,
Yeah.
or work and help build. But yeah, they know exactly what they're doing, and that's what they said was thank you, but we have our own system, and it would be harder to integrate someone into it than to just
Which is
do it.
true.
Because they have years of experience with each other.
Mm-hmm.
They can read them. They know what to do next.
And everybody has their own job that they're good at. Now I'm going to take some denim. We're into fabric now.
Fabric's good.
I love fabric.
I know.
I love working fabric into everything. You know, I love that I can, it's not just for sewing.
Nope.
No, it is not.
No. Mm-mm.
I have enough for the rest of my life. And I've given quite a bit away.
Okay, let's see what's
Hi,
happening.
Lindy. Lindy's
Um,
here. Hey, I'm a senior, Lisa. I just making it with
Hi,
Megan.
Lisa.
How you doing?
Oh, hi, Lindy. Nice to meet you. Welcome, welcome.
We have more new
Oh,
people.
thank you. Welcome, Anne. Nice to see you, hon.
Hi.
I didn't
Thank
know how
you.
long you were sitting in the back.
I've been back here for a while, but that's okay. That's all
I'm
right.
sorry.
Well, good morning, Anne.
Good morning.
Thanks, Monica.
Not a
That's
problem.
usually me. I'm the one that sleeps late.
No,
I
I'm
have to
just
set the
chilling
alarm
in the
clock
back.
for this gig.
I was
We're doing
fine.
vintage today, Anne. So I'm going to put you front and center stage, and let's see what you're
Oh,
playing.
there she is. The other Ann is here. Florida Ann.
Florida.
Florida.
We're
All
we're
right.
lucky
Well, I'm
lucky
not-
with Anne's today.
Yes.
We're going to
yes,
take over with the Canadians. Look out.
That's right.
Nope.
Well,
There's not
Thank
enough
you,
of us
Jen.
to
I
take
got it.
over. We're going to
I'm,
leave Canada alone.
How you doing, Ann?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Florida
And
Ann.
yourself?
I'm good.
Yes. Good. Good. I see you're doing
that?
vintage, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna maybe start doing some vintagey envelopes a la Joe de Fille, because I'm working in my Joe de Fille journal.
Okay.
So
Nice, nice.
that's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do.
Awesome.
And I've got all my Joe de Fille. You know, she has all of these wonderful things, you know, on how to.
She was live yesterday. She doesn't usually go live, does she?
You know, she's been out. She's been ill for the last couple of years. She's just now coming back.
Yeah, okay. Because I was gonna say I haven't, and I seen it come up live on, and I was like, oh, wow.
This is her second live. Yeah, there's her second live in quite a while, and she's planning on trying to be on once a week.
Oh, good. Good.
But she's got years and years of content. I mean, I
Yes.
just love her style. I love her, and so that's what I'm going to be doing, because I did make a Joe de Fille journal in one of my streams, and now I've made my 2 signatures, and now I got to put stuff in it, right?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. So that's what I'm kind of messing around with. And I won these stamps at Dee Dee's, and they're adorable.
Marty, I love you. She sang the song, your song. Becca, did you see that?
Oh no, did you say? I missed it. No, I didn't see that.
That's perfect.
Almost is it almost heaven or the hillbilly song?
No, welcome, welcome, welcome.
My song
Oh,
that I sing with the new people on my
Becca's.
channel.
Becca's channel.
Becca's
Yes.
song, yeah.
His song.
Did I get
Yes.
that? Did I get
Becky's
confused?
original song.
That's right. I'm the writer.
You're the writer.
Oh, Sarah, that would be cool. I would love to see that. Love to see that. How are we going to see Sarah's thing?
I want to just let another butterfly go.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
awesome. You're such
Yeah.
a good butterfly mom.
I guess I
She
am.
is.
I think there, and nothing happened yesterday. Nothing was going on.
You
And then
can
all of a sudden,
send
I
it
looked-
to my Facebook group is, I'll just grab that and post it. Bear with me a second.
I know when they're moving around, because that's when Lily starts getting very interested in the butterfly cage, and of course,
Uh-huh.
I looked up and there was one that had emerged from its cocoon. It was just hanging there. Takes a while, a good hour or so before their wings dry out and they're able to kind of flap them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one was
You,
just
you
hanging
you need to do a video, like video the whole thing, set a camera up, video the whole thing, and then do a fast forward, some
Yeah.
time lapse. That'd be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I just don't have that equipment.
Oh,
And I can't. I wanted to try to film when it flew out of the cage, but you can't do it with two hands. You need a third. You need.
yeah. Well, you don't have that
Ladies, I
that
just
the
need
rest
to,
of us have, Ian?
hang
No,
on, guys. I just need to talk to Sarah for a sec here. My group is a private group, and I need to approve your submissions because I've had people putting porn on. So
Oh,
if you're posting, if you're going to the group, just let me know and I will quickly go in there and
that's stupid.
welcome you, etc., etc. Oh, Carol's here. Hi, Carol. Nice to see you, hon. And aha, see,
Oh,
Carol.
Oh, hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol. Nice to see you, hon. Aha.
Somebody needs to mute their whatever.
That's okay, Sarah. Like, it's just go ahead and sign in there, and I will approve you right away. Carol, I am going to give you center stage. See what you're playing.
I'm working on a vintage tablecloth for my scroll and
Excellent.
adding vintage laces, and some of my threads are vintage. So that's what I have that's vintage. So now I'll be adding some more vintage laces. That's what I'm doing.
Nice.
How
Got
long?
lots of them.
Oh, Carol's a Canadian too.
She is. She
Good.
is.
Darn it, we're getting overtaken.
She
Just
said
gotta-
that he may come and play if we do the Crazy Canuck afternoon. Hey, Kathleen, welcome. We're getting a full.
Kathleen, all these names that I don't know. I love it.
Yes. Do I have a
always love
mod
your
in here
show,
that can add everybody's group, their channels? Do I have a mod that's here that can do that?
Unlike some of us that cannot.
Like me?
Just admitting to my
Our
fault.
junkie could probably do it for you.
Yeah. Shannon, are you here, hon? Can you put everybody's channels in, including yours? Oh, no, she's not a mod. Okay, how do I make her a mod from here? Can I do that?
Click on her name. You click on her name.
I don't think you can do it
The
from
three
here.
dots, you have to do it in you on YouTube.
You
I
have
have
to
to
do it on
do it on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Can't do it in
well,
StreamYard. No.
Click
You
click
guys
on
are
her name,
so
and
confusing.
then it'll come up, and just add her as a regular mod.
It won't work in
Okay.
StreamYard, Beth.
Okay, I'm going to YouTube, guys.
Okay, going to
Give me a
YouTube.
She'll figure it out.
You guys carry on without me. Carry on, carrying on.
Oh,
All
I'm
right,
carrying.
carry on,
Everyone
carry
get on my
on.
back. Let's go.
All right.
Where we go?
Taking us for a ride.
A fantastic ride.
All right.
Ride, slippity slide.
Do you remember when Disneyland had e-coupon rides? E-ticket rides? You
No.
got a coupon
No.
book when you went
We're
in.
not
and you
that
only got
old.
so many- What?
What?
Not that old.
What?
I have no idea. Never
I
heard of it.
actually remember the Kennywood Park in Pennsylvania. I remember when you used to have, and this was, I was probably even 5 or 6. I was, but I remember having to have your tickets from your grandma. You'd go, Grandma, I want to ride this, and she'd give you the 2.5 because I can even remember there was half tickets and stuff to go ride rides and stuff.
Yeah, like different rides were in different number of tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just buy a whole wad of them, and then you peel them off.
Yeah.
That-
Had you ever gone there, Anne, from New York? It's,
No,
Florida? No, I know that was kind of far, but
Well, I lived in Pennsylvania for a while, but I lived outside of Gettysburg. So
Okay.
It's over by Pittsburgh, right?
Well,
Kennywood?
Kennywood isn't. Yeah, it's in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
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 Yeah, my son that lives up there, he and his family went there.
Nowadays, like I went there, I took my son and I took my sister, and my sister, she's 8 years younger, so she really is a different generation, and she also didn't spend the time in Pittsburgh that I did.
Right.
But I took them 2 years ago, and it's all nostalgia for me. Even though it's
Yeah.
changed a lot, there's still lots of nostalgia. And my sister was like, "We'll never go back," and I was like, "Are you serious? It's so much fun." And she's like, "I think it's fun for you because it's nostalgia, not really that great of a park." And I'm like, "Well, probably."
Well,
But-
some parks
But
get
it's
a little
more reasonably
old
priced
looking,
than Disneyland, that's for
and a
sure.
little shabby, and then.
So it's a lot smaller too.
Yeah.
Well, we took the boys to Legoland in Florida, and it was the old Cypress Gardens Park, and it was old. It was old. The rides were old, but it was immaculately clean. You could see its age. You knew it was an old amusement park, but it was so clean, and everyone that worked there was so friendly and helpful. And I spent a fortune in the Lego store.
I took my son 15 years ago. I took him to Legoland in California.
Oh yeah.
And that it was, he was 5, and well, no, he had to have been 4 because it was before my ex and I split up. It was our first and only real vacation out of Texas.
Okay.
And we went to Legoland. We went over to San Diego and went to Legoland, and he loved it. I mean, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
I didn't really even know anything about it. We just happened on it, and we couldn't afford Disney, but we were like, we decided to go to this little, park called Legoland. And
I mean, it wasn't
really
crowded at all. I mean, they would go on a roller coaster and then get off and turn around and just go back online and go on it a second and third time because there weren't any lines.
Wow.
The kids, the boys loved it. They had a blast because there was no.
Oh,
that's
where are
really
they,
close
Ann?
to Dana. Dana lives really close to Legoland down there in Florida.
Oh yeah, she's very close to Legoland because she's up in that area.
Yeah.
We love Legos at our house.
Ours too. Ron built a Lego table for the grandsons, but he built it so that they could build all the way up the legs and all across the top. It was
Wow.
marvelous.
I built a Lego table for my son, and it was low, because he was little. So, and I got that project, and I needed a router, so I added a router to my tool collection.
Shannon, Anne in Virginia does not have a channel.
Okay. Oh, that's all right. We'll
that's
take
fine.
in here. We'll take channelless friends. Channelless.
Yeah.
I'm channelless. That's me. I'm
Shannon is
missing a
being an
channel or
absolute
two.
love.
It's okay.
Shannon's being an absolute love and posting people's channels.
How do I put them together? There's got to be a way of doing that.
If you need some sarcastic in your life, definitely check out my channel.
Hey.
That's what I do. That's what I do best.
Ooh.
But do you
There's
have
a butterfly
sarcastic
brand.
Legos?
That comes free of charge. Free sarcasm. Yeah,
Don't charge for it, right?
no charge. Yeah.
Do you ever think about that when you say that no charge? Like how much free information there is? Like,
Yeah.
with everybody sharing what they know and can do.
Yes.
I was
Oh, yeah, if you have anything, you look it up on YouTube and you can do it yourself.
Mhm.
We broke down one time in the car, and I can't even remember what weird thing inside the engine needed fixed. And we were going to the coast, and there was nothing going to stop us. And we searched and we found what we needed, and within 3 hours we had that car fixed, and we were out on the road going. So it's amazing what you can find and what you can do.
Exactly.
I accidentally put antifreeze
Jasper.
in my windshield wiper.
Oh gosh.
Oh dear.
Well, that wouldn't have
Damned if
exactly.
somebody else hadn't done that and showed you on YouTube how to write that mistake.
At least your windshield wouldn't freeze
No,
when
that's
you,
true. That's true. Yeah.
when you washed
Probably
it.
a little thick on
Oh,
the
I
windshield.
believe I had done that. Well,
They
I do.
spend a lot. You can buy that stuff mixed in with your washing. It's
Yes,
expensive.
so it doesn't freeze.
So, yes,
You made the cheap version of it. That's
I
all.
did. I did. Yeah.
My husband did that with something. I don't remember which fluids he got mixed up on our brand new car.
Take care,
Oh, no.
Janet. Thank you for coming, hon.
Bye,
Bye,
Janet.
I don't have comments.
You don't have comments?
Yeah.
I have them on
People
now.
at the dealership said, yeah, you aren't the first one to do it. That's what I was thinking.
Won't be the last.
No. Well, I don't know. It's like we're always afraid that we're going to be the only one that did something dingy, but somebody's done the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and it was a woman, and
My
nothing.
husband is not mechanical. Oh, good heavens, no. It's almost like I always thought men just knew this stuff because my dad could fix anything or make anything.
Oh, my father couldn't. I don't think my father would have trouble picking at a hammer. But
my,
his
my,
father,
my pappy could do could do anything. That's
my
why I think one of the
grandfather-
hardest thing our family's having problems with is he not being able to do stuff now, But my dad too, being an auto mechanic, he could he remodeled our house, there's nothing.
Yeah, my grandfather, my dad's father, could do anything. I mean, can fix anything,
Sherry?
draw blueprints, design, and he was an artist. I mean, the guy could do everything. He's one of those.
Oh, Monica has a channel.
Oh, cool.
Monica
That's my one grandpap couldn't do anything.
has a channel,
Like what you
Shannon.
guys are saying, which I thought was always so strange because my other pap, could do all kinds of stuff. But yeah, he was more of a, I don't know, just not handy. More of an
Cerebral.
office worker, I guess.
Yeah,
a
Sherry and
brain.
Monica, I think we still need, please.
Excellent job.
Oh,
Art
Shannon's a sweetheart. She's
I know.
fabulous.
She was on my channel the other day and she was like, when are you on? She's like, I can never catch you. And I'm like,
I
well,
know, you're hard to catch.
I am. And that's just because of how I've just not been feeling well. So it's like whenever I can, I try, whenever I can, I try to jump on. So definitely if you're going to follow me, put that bell on and hopefully you can catch me. I'm getting a little bit, well, I don't know if I'm getting a little bit. I'm trying to be a little better health-wise. So because that's what gets me. Everybody wish me luck. I'm having my first colonoscopy on Wednesday and I'm nervous as heck with this.
Dear.
Take your own snacks for after when you wake up. That's what
Take my own snacks.
Yeah. When I had it done, they brought in, you're starving when you wake up. Because I'll tell you, that stuff they give you to put you out slightly is lovely. You have a lovely nap and you wake up just feeling great. It's not like normal anesthesia.
Right.
They brought in a tray full of things like nacho cheese Doritos.
What?
Yeah, you haven't eaten in 24 hours. That is not what I want to throw down my stomach.
And you've emptied.
Yeah,
24.
Exactly. You are so cleaned out, dude. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want that thrown into your belly. So that's my advice. Take your own. Like, what happened to hospital graham crackers? I thought they were standard issue.
Right, yeah. We're the saltines and the graham crackers.
Yeah, so take your own. But the prep now is not as bad as it used to be.
That's what I understand. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm a little nervous about all of the, right now I'm on that light diet, whatever, I have to, everything is no fresh fruit, all that kind of stuff I'm not allowed to have. And then, but all the, they're like, you have to take 2 bottles of that, and then you have to take 2 Delcolax, and if it still isn't right, then you have to do the enema thing. And I'm like, holy crap, and being that I can't feel anything that's going on from my chest down, I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work. I'm so nervous. So I will let you guys know next week how it all turned out. But I'm going to be honest. Shannon and I are prepared. She took the day before off. there's this one lady that on my I'm on a wheelchair mommy group, and
Right.
she actually got the hospital's approval, so her insurance approval to stay in the hospital the day before. I'm like,
Oh.
well,
That
this
makes
nurse wants
sense
to
to me.
clean up after
It's-
you. You know, I'm surprised. The nurse ain't going to be real happy.
No,
Just stay in the bathroom. That's what I would say.
no.
That's
I'm-
yeah.
You're not able to do Cologuard because that's what I've been doing.
I have cancer in my family.
Okay.
I have colon cancer in my family.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's not going to be accurate enough.
No, okay. I've been fortunate. I've been able to get by with Cologuard.
Yeah, I looked into it and asked because that would be great, like better than great. But it wasn't. It wasn't advised.
Yeah. Well, I made a deal with my doctor that because I've been fighting the colonoscopy for years, and I said, "Well, how about Cologuard?" And she said, "Fine," with the understanding that if it comes back and there's any question at all, you're going to have a colonoscopy. And I said, "Yes."
Yeah.
Well, and that would make sense, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes,
I
Shannon
had one.
is
It's
art
not that
junkie.
bad.
But I understand they knock you out and kind of smoke you. I mean, you get a little. You're not completely out, but you're not really.
yeah, that's why. But yeah, that's what they said.
And it's
Local.
amnesiac, so you don't remember if you were awake. So.
You won't remember a thing. You wake up in the bed. I had one. It's not bad.
Okay.
I
That's
think
good.
the worst thing for me was because I hate needles was getting the intravenous, but other
Oh,
than
yeah.
that, it's not a big deal.
Well, that's good to know.
I have an endoscopy title. I'm a
Well,
professional endoscopy technician.
uh,
So I've seen everything,
mhm.
and they will take care of you. Just pray that you're the first one, so that you can do.
Unfortunately, I am. I made sure I was the more. They had a morning and afternoon, and the nurse was like, "You want the morning." She
Yeah.
says, "You're so hungry." She said, "At least that way you're." She said, "Even though you have to do the prep in the middle of the night," she said, "You'll be happy that you're the first one in the
In and
morning."
out, yeah. And then when you go home, you just go to bed and sleep it off.
And
Yeah, I had
check
a,
your, do you drive, Becca?
Yes, but you're not allowed to drive afterwards. So
I was going to
Shannon.
say, in some states, you can't drive for a certain number of days, too.
Oh my goodness.
state. Wow.
Yeah, it's a state law, yeah.
Wow.
So they should give you a paper, but if they don't, check your own state law, because
I won't be going anywhere. It's okay.
Because
I mean,
even
unless-
though you wake up and you feel fine, there can
You
be
don't have any
residual.
plans.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, in every state, I only learned that because when I had mine done, I had to have a colonoscopy and endoscopy on
Yeah.
the same day.
Yeah, I
And
had a
they
friend
actually
on
made
both
you
sides.
sign a paper
Yeah.
saying, you will not drive. It is Virginia state law that you cannot drive. I think it was 72 hours or something.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that they went over that I couldn't drive that day, and they like, and if you don't come
Yeah.
with somebody and they have to stay there, they can't like leave. They have to stay at the
Yep.
at the location. And if you come and you don't have anyone, then we can't proceed. So make sure, they made it so clear about that.
'Cause I'm sure people.
Yeah, they can't send you home in an Uber or something.
Yeah.
I always wonder, what do people do that don't have someone?
I
Like,
know, that's what I was thinking. How can they require that? What if you don't? And there are lots of people out there that
yeah,
don't have someone. You have to hire somebody?
Yeah. You do.
probably. Yeah, you would have to do like here there's a company called Daughter for a Day.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Does
Oh, I've never heard of that, but that sounds lovely.
Yeah, and they take people to appointments or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah,
All right, ladies, who wants to go front and center? Show what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay, let's start with Beth.
Since the last
Yeah.
time.
Won't everybody jump at once?
I know,
I'll
you can do it.
I'm ready.
Beth's always ready. You go for it, Beth.
I got my
Thank you,
first
Shannon.
project done.
You're such a sweetheart.
This was a vintage picture that I got out of an old book over here, and it had hearts. It was Valentine's, and I've been hoarding it for this occasion.
Pardon me.
So
Hoarder.
I had this canvas that I had tried to paint on, and it smeared, and I tried to cover it up, and the gesso wouldn't cover it up. So anyway, I collaged over it.
Very
So I've got a little vintage Valentine going on here.
lovely.
It's a little, and I can sit it up on the top shelf up there, and
Curious.
and have
No,
it up there.
no,
And
so-
the next thing I'm doing for the next hour, I'm doing a collage of vintage items that I've been collecting for 2 weeks, and I
Oh,
put everything in this little box, and so I can dig in here, and I've got some ribbons and some these came off of patterns. Uh, the sewing patterns. These are the pictures off the front, and I thought, well, they look vintage. So,
mhm.
They
That's
look
a
like
vintage.
airline attendants, don't
yeah,
they?
and I got some little tiny things in the lace. Anne gave me the lace, and it's going to be on there for sure. So come back in about 10 minutes, and I'll have some more to show you.
All right. And Benton
What?
Center.
Okay,
Oh.
I am trying to get my immediate family's pictures in my little collage now. Let's see if I can tell where I am. I got to put a glove back on, but I think I should have put them in first. I didn't say I was orderly about collaging, but I usually get it done. So I have all. So I have my 3 sons and my husband in there. Now I just got to cut my daughter. All I can do is like part of their face, but I know who they are. So that's all that matters, right? But yeah, it's not a very big opening in there to get everything in. I thought I didn't have enough, but obviously I do. So I'll just keep putting them in, and I made a little let's see if I can show it to you. I don't know how to show it to you. A little, like, I don't know, a little thing with some denim and a piece of turquoise. And then there's a silk thing in there with a piece of lace and a pearl.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's a little tatting piece actually.
That's
And I
awesome.
have, let's see, that's me and my best friend in 3rd grade, Phyllis Morgan.
Very cool.
Hello, Phyllis.
Yeah, Phyllis Morgan, that was her name. They were Jewish, one of our few Jewish students, and it was so interesting to go to her house because they had 2 kitchens.
They were kosher. Wow.
Yeah, they kept
Orthodox,
kosher,
yeah.
and so that was my first exposure to it.
That's
I'd
serious.
known about kosher cooking and stuff because my dad used to always go to a kosher deli to
Yeah.
get cold cuts. Yeah.
Those are the
So
best.
he had explained it to us at one point, and he grew up in a neighborhood with a lot of Jewish kids, and so
Okay. Yeah.
he was well versed in it. And as a matter of fact, I'll tell you a funny story. My daughter thought that we were Jewish by heritage.
Oh,
Okay.
Because
aw.
my dad would say things like oy vey, you know, and like
Yeah.
phrases that we had. And she knew
Yiddish,
that,
yeah,
you know,
Yiddish is a
we
beautiful language.
exposed our children to a lot of different religions and traditions and
Uh-huh.
cultures.
Yeah.
And so we had Jewish friends when she was a small child, and we like did this Shabbat dinner, and we did Passover.
Yeah.
She grew up thinking she was Jewish by heritage.
Well, there
I
you
think
go.
that is sweet.
Yeah,
That's
it is. It's kind
great.
of funny. And then
I
my
really
son,
think
my
that's great.
second son, ended up going to Orthodox Jewish medical school. So part of the
Oh,
interview
he's got good
process.
training.
Yeah, yeah. So luckily, he was like, "Oh yes, I know all about that."
Mm.
He said, "You'd have to meet my mother. She's like crazy, and she will do not crazy, he didn't say that. But you know, just we traveled a lot, and they were exposed to a lot, so that was fun. But yeah, she thought she was so."
He was very happy. My son, the doctor, that's a very proud thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a
Okay, and
psychiatrist.
is
So.
exiting stage left, and here's Becca.
Oh,
Oh.
good.
I am here's my inspiration. So I'm I was working on the cat part here. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. Sorry, it's not that great. Oh, I have my heart over here drying, and today's prompt is puzzle. So I'm going to end up cutting this apart so that it's a puzzle.
Perfect.
I'll probably outline all the pieces. So I'll cut it apart, and then I'll outline, like, you know, the edges. But think it's getting dry. So yeah, that's what I'm sorry. Mine's not real, not real exciting here.
No,
Just get the cat.
It's beautiful.
How are you going to make it a puzzle again? You're just going to cut it apart randomly or make it like puzzle pieces?
Yeah. I'm just gonna cut it apart randomly, like in puzzle piece form. Like a little thing, and then just like probably with a ink pen or something, just so that it's separated. And there you go. And then I'm gonna put it on one of these. Then I'm gonna put it on the piece of paper for my daily prompt thing.
I got carried away with making heart-shaped books.
Heart-shaped.
Very
Oh,
cool.
cute.
Ooh, awesome.
cool.
Awesome. All right. And from Florida, center stage.
I'm still trying to put these envelopes together to do a flippy floppy vintage type of thing. So I found this envelope to use, and I don't know, but Shannon Green's address is on the back of it. I don't know why her address is on. Wrote her address on the back of this envelope. So I guess I should.
That's when you know it's really important. Usually that's where I put my important stuff, on the back of envelopes.
I know.
I
Right.
know. I do that too.
That's
Yeah.
where my notes are kept.
Or my postage notes, and then you lose the postage notes. So I think I'm going to transfer her address into my address book.
There
So
you
I'm
go.
still working.
You know what though, Ann? Then you'll lose it.
Well, my address book,
exactly where I
yeah,
Put it in your address.
my address book, nothing's in
gosh.
alphabetical order in my address book, which makes it very difficult to find people.
I just
No,
realized my trash can wasn't under my desk, and I've been dropping
I'm
paper and
throwing
stuff.
stuff. Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
goodness.
Here you are.
That sounds like my world.
Oops.
I've got your address, Becca. Uh-huh.
All right. All right. And Carol.
There we go.
Hi.
Look.
It's upside down. I'm adding my bobbin lace dragon's eye to my scroll.
Ooh, how
It,
pretty
it,
is
it was
that?
made from vintage thread.
Oh, wow.
Gorgeous.
I
Gorgeous.
have all that vintage fabric that I bought. I could glue that in this journal.
Yes.
There you go.
So it kind of like have my theme of beginnings with my colors, and then I brought the colors and the greens to transfer over, and I brought my blue, and this butterfly's for Anne because her butterflies were blooming.
Yes.
So I added the butterflies. The reason I added the mushrooms was because we had a lot of mushrooms lately, so I thought it would be kind of fitting to add that in. So that's why I
love it.
added those in, and then I'm just trying to get my colors to walk along into the next month.
Ah,
So
That's
that's different things have different meanings. So I'm
You.
adding, and I did a video on these. This is the ink tints on the lace.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was lovely
So-
too.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm just stitching down the bobbin lace. Next.
Next.
Come on. Hey, it's me. It's me.
It's Kim.
Oh, look at your
What's
little
the
girl.
hostess, what's the mostess up to?
Aw.
Not quite.
Oh.
This is what I was trying to do. She's
I
a little
like
bit
it.
stouter,
that
but
looks
that's
great.
okay. It's kind of coming, kind of. So that's what I was doing. I'm making a vintage. Well, she was actually a doll in the book. There's a whole pattern to do her with everything, but I just figured I would copy her. I'm going to cut her out and maybe use her on the front of my shenanigans journal that I am eventually going to do.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans, yeah.
I love it.
To say. Shenanigans.
Thanks.
Oh boy, that's not gonna go.
Huh.
Oh, chat is pretty quiet right now. What's happening, guys?
Everyone went to take a nap.
Everybody's slowing
It's
down
Sunday nap
here.
time.
I was trying to poke a hole in this clock face and it's not working.
So what goes in the shenanigans journal?
Things like momisms and snarky lady sayings.
Okay. All right.
You're on your last package? Cool, Moni. I hope I have room for you to come on because
I'll tell you what, I have to go. So if somebody else wants to come on, I'd be more than happy to share the spot.
well, you don't have to leave just yet.
I think can
I think
isn't it up to 10
what?
people?
I can have up to 10. Okay, no, stick around,
think-
Carol.
So
On the free, I thought it was just 6.
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's
So
been a
I'm
while.
going to go and leave somebody else have time to come up and share. And it was very fun seeing everybody and being here.
It's lovely. Carol, I will talk to you about doing the Canuck Day.
Another day.
I'll
All right. We'll
figure it
catch
out
up.
and send a message and see what we all want to do.
All righty.
Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you very much.
My grandfather was a Canuck.
Yeah?
Okay, you're close then, Anne. You're close.
Yeah. He was of the Brule tribe.
Oh,
Awesome.
what tribe?
Brule. His last name was Brule. It's a French Canadian Indian tribe.
Oh, wow. I thought you were saying Bublé, like Michael Bublé.
No. Brule.
He's a singer.
Abelard Brule.
Huh. That is cool.
Quite the character, apparently.
Did
The
he,
stories.
did
I've
he
heard.
immigrate to the U.S. or was it
Yes.
the next?
Yeah, he did. My great grandmother, when she married him, she was disowned by her family because he was kind of a disreputable kind of guy. And she actually was working in a lumber camp in Canada, cooking and doing laundry in the Yukon when they got married. But they ended up in Fall River, Massachusetts. And they had 8 kids.
Wow. She must have been a tough lady to work
Oh my
in a
God.
lumber.
And you should have seen her she had like a 26-inch waist.
Wow.
Unbelievable woman. And my mother always said that
Okay, Carol.
made her feel like she made my mother feel like she was the only one. Always made my mother feel so special.
My grandmother, when she got married, had an 18-inch waist.
Oh my God.
And that is so tiny.
Yep. And this is after she had all those kids.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Now, my grandmother's didn't stay that small.
Okay, now I'm really jealous.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I have a beautiful picture of her. She had a mongoloid child
Uh-huh.
in that, and everybody said, oh, you've got to put him in an institution. You have to institutionalize him. So she was kind of pressured into doing that, and she couldn't. I mean, he was there for, I don't know, maybe a couple of nights, and then she went and got him. She said, no, he's coming home, and he's going to.
Good for her.
Yeah, she just couldn't do it. She said, can't do it. And these are all stories that I've obviously heard over the years.
Yeah, the things we used to do with people that were different.
Yeah.
Oh, I worked with many people who were coming out of institutions, and they'd never lived outside of institutions because so many mothers were convinced to put their children in at birth, kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of pressure too.
Yeah.
New mothers not knowing.
So we would take them grocery shopping with us because they were in their own houses then, and they would just grab an apple and start eating it because they didn't know that they could.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of normal for all kids, isn't it?
No, I don't think
no,
so.
these were adults. These were adults.
Yeah.
Well, because they'd always been in a setting where the apples were there and they could eat them.
Right.
That must be a terrible transition, though. I mean, hard. Not
Oh, for
terrible,
sure.
terribly
There's
hard.
been some horror stories where normal children have been raised in an institution for one reason or another, and they take on the traits of the
Yes.
people, the people's, behavior, but then it turns out that they're normal IQ, and
Yeah.
there was a
Back then, they never heard of OCD and ADHD. They never heard of any of that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
there was a horrible institution on Long Island called Willowbrook.
Oh, I've watched stuff about Willowbrook.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Well, sometimes they were just foster kids or orphans, or
Yeah, that's true. And they had there was no orphanage, so
illegitimate children.
they
It's
stuck.
like-
That's
Yeah.
right. And you know who blew the whistle on Willowbrook was a very, very young Geraldo Rivera.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, he used to do good reporting about stuff.
Yep, and that's when he went by the name of Jerry Rivers, because
Okay.
it wasn't fashionable. It wasn't into share your roots, so to speak. So he was Jerry Rivers, which is Geraldo Rivera in translated
Wow.
into English.
The English-fied or what?
Right? Yeah,
Anglified. That's what it means.
Anglified. Yeah, there you go.
And there was probably a lot of non-speaking people in those institutions because
for
they didn't
sure.
know how to communicate with them.
Right.
they're
Oh, if
trapped
they were
inside.
mute or deaf, definitely.
Yeah.
They're trapped inside. When I first started nursing at 17, I was on pediatrics, so I was real good with kids. And then I moved up to neuro, and I got a lot of stroke victims. And they said, "Oh, you're good with them," because I understood that they were inside trapped. And I said, "I know you're there, and I'm going to be here today with you." And I would talk to them like normal, and
Oh,
tell
yeah.
them stories, and they loved it.
Sure, you treated them with respect.
Yes. And that was the right thing to do.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
And I've always been drawn towards the young, the handicapped, and the elderly in all of my career.
Yeah.
That
Me
was
too.
my thing.
Well, when I was growing up, my next door neighbor had a daughter who had Down syndrome, and my parents' best friend had a son who had Down syndrome. Now, neither of them were ever institutionalized. They stayed with their families. So I grew up as having these people as friends.
Yeah.
And then when I became a teenager, the lady whose son had Down syndrome started a program where she got a group of them together to go swimming. And so I taught them swimming, and I worked from teenage years on. I've worked with people with varying abilities.
That's great.
It's just amazing, absolutely amazing that people were actually treated so horribly because people didn't know better, right?
Well, and then the mothers were made to feel guilty that they obviously did something wrong.
Right.
Yes. Somehow there was this punishment.
Stigma. You can't have healthy children? Yeah.
Or it was bad genetics. It was like why people wouldn't adopt children lots of times. Well, you just don't know their bloodlines.
Yeah. Very true. Very, very true.
Yeah, I've had several friends with growing up when I was really young, there was a child on our street. I don't think he had Down syndrome, but he was definitely like he was nonverbal and
He may have been autistic.
He had obvious physical manifestations. Today he would look characteristics of being disabled. And he snuck into the neighbor's house one day, sat down at the piano and started playing.
Man.
And he was playing classical music, and he was like 4 years old.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so that's like an autism.
Yeah, and he was at the time they called them idiot savants, which is
idiot
not
savant, right? Yes.
Now it's just
It's
called a
like Rain
salon.
Man.
But he had heard classical music at home, and so they kind of started playing music for him. And the parents were appalled that he'd snuck into their house. And like, no, he can come over anytime we're home. Just let's teach him to knock or something.
Right, yeah.
So they did. They taught him to knock because didn't have any education. They didn't really take him to school yet.
And there
And
wasn't
he would
probably any school for him. I mean, like there
No,
are now.
probably not.
Well, we're in that school district. There was, because our neighborhood was a small, like, middle class, whatever, nice neighborhood, but it was
Okay.
in the Grosse Pointe School District.
Oh, Grosse Pointe. That's
Yeah, that's
yeah,
like major money. That's where the
that's a high
Fords and the
income,
Dodges,
yeah, address.
I
Sure.
boy, a
the
piano.
Posts, the Kellogg's lived there. So
Yeah.
our school was well funded. So he did end up going to school, but he could play anything he could hear at
Oh,
all.
wow.
And they would open the windows and he'd do concerts and people would clap, and the teachers later said that made a big difference in his attitude towards learning.
Like
That
that. Yeah.
someone appreciated what he did,
Yeah.
and he got positive
Exactly.
attention. But
Yeah,
Exactly.
feedback. Positive feedback.
Positive affirmation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had another friend that had a child that I met him when he was like 12, and he had he was best friends with my son who was 3,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You would never know it. And she said, well, when he was born, they were told he had a heart defect, he had this, he had that, he probably wouldn't live, and she should just put him away and be kind. And she was like, no.
Right.
Yeah.
So she said, he's never going to be a brain surgeon. And I know that. And I recognize that. But I can teach him to function in society.
That's
I can
right.
teach him. No matter how long he lives, I can teach him that. He can learn that. And he did. Last
Sure.
time I saw him, he was 22, had a job, was working as a
Yeah.
dishwasher,
Sure.
Yeah.
rode the bus every day, played the guitar. And it was like, yeah, his boss said he was the best dishwasher he ever had.
Oh,
I'm sure.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's right.
Shannon says that her last job was in neurology and now she's got a brain injury. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Marty says she has a younger brother who was born early and had to be in an incubator. They didn't regulate oxygen well, and he was brain damaged, partially blind and partially deaf. They said he wouldn't live past 16. He's 69 now. There's no group home. When I was about 11, he was put in an institution. Both of my parents worked there, so we still saw him a lot. He's in the group home now. Group homes are great. Integration into the community. Definitely love it, love it, love it. Susan said Grosse Pointe had it all.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We had an indoor trampoline in our school. I remember that. And we were learning French in kindergarten. My brother was older than me. He was in one of the first gifted education programs in the country.
Wow.
Nice.
So much so that when we moved to Arizona, they just skipped him a grade. They're like, yeah, you could actually go to junior high or high school, but you're a little bit young for that. So we'll just put you in 6th grade.
Oh, my gosh. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it was a fabulous school. I mean, we had a little indoor playground just for the kindergartners. And
Well, that's what money can do.
yeah, it is.
When it's spent on education,
Yeah, that's what really kills me. How much funding for education has been cut. Like here, so many of the teachers already supply so much of this stuff for their classrooms, and I know that happens
Yeah.
in the States too.
Oh,
But,
my God, yes.
you know, it's just I don't understand why people don't understand how important education is.
I
It's
don't
so.
understand either. It makes no sense to me.
I also think that teachers are pressured to over decorate their rooms. Like I don't remember all that stuff in my classrooms.
Yeah, I that's a point. That's a really good point because that's what I think. It's like we didn't need all this visual stuff. I sometimes wonder if that's causing all of the issues with, there's so much visual. Everything has to be
Yeah,
like
covered up and
yeah,
decorated and
perfect.
loud.
And yes.
When
Yeah.
I was running a
Me,
children's
I was the
program, we had
worst.
an autistic child.
I
and
could not manage
we
my
had to
boys and
simplify
girls.
the entire room to 2 colors because otherwise
My
his head
mother was an
on
art teacher,
swivel.
so that was my very beginnings of what I do now.
Well, an art teacher's different, but
Yeah, but the classroom
she
teacher.
didn't. She was. It was 4th and 5th graders, all subjects. is what she
Yeah.
taught everything. But yes, she did major in art, and everybody wanted her to do the bulletin boards, you know.
Yeah, we had a bulletin board, but we didn't have the entire classroom walls covered in. Yeah, but this autistic child, and we had to simplify everything, or he could not sit still because he was constantly overstimulated.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I do wonder, because man, I
Chat
have had some
says,
distractible kids.
Lisa said, thank God we have moved past the stigma of the past for people who are different. Yes.
Yes. We're
Marty
working
says,
on it.
amen. Sherry says, it was very distracting for sure. Sarah says, my mom is a teacher and she used to put posters up and cover boards with paper and a frame. Now she's no longer decorates besides a couple of posters. It's just too much.
Mhm.
Yeah, that overstimulation is pretty brutal for some people. Monica says, I'm so visual. I think kids all learn differently, so the visuals help some. Yeah, see, I'm visual as well.
I am too.
And
But
I
I don't
love
think chaotic visuals are helpful, though.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
I mean,
Just-
my
There's definitely a
dad,
difference because I can't. I am visual. I am visual. Have to hands on visual
Uh-huh.
yeah,
to learn and to yeah. I go into those rooms and I'm overstimulated. So yeah, I can see
but
why
you know,
mine
I'm
have problems.
thinking too, because right now with the kids and all the screen time that they're
Okay.
getting in a lot of cases,
Me, I have to go.
that
Okay.
their attention span is
Hello.
much shorter
Hi,
than
Mom.
ours.
How are you?
Hi, Mom. Hi, honey. Hi, son.
She's poofed.
Hi, Anson.
She did the exit.
I sure
stage
hope
right.
I have a relationship with my son the way Ann does. Ann and her son are so close, and I just love
Yes.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
She's
exactly.
so blessed to have her son that right now he's at the age where he could, well, he's getting a little bit better. This last year, there's definitely been a change.
How
in
old
him.
is
Yes,
he?
it has. I've noticed.
20.
Oh, yeah, it'll get better.
He's
Hopefully.
growing up.
My grandson is 19, and out of all the grandsons, the oldest is 19. But if we were sitting watching a movie, he would still probably be the one that would curl up beside me. Like he's just that kind of a kid.
Yeah,
He's tough. Like he wants to be an MMF fighter or whatever those are, whatever. But when it comes to family and stuff, he is just amazing.
He's a teddy bear.
He is. He's 6'2" and tough as nails. And
Eyes of blue.
no,
Nope.
he's got the dark eyes like the rest of us. But yeah, no, he's a sweetheart. Definitely. Okay, hey Andrea, nice to see you, sweetie.
Hi, Andrea.
Okay, so Monica said she's visual. All kids learn differently, definitely. Andrea says hi. Marty says her son is a fabulous artist and loves to come over and go through your stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Kids. Yeah. They complain about everything I've got, yet I'm the first one they call if they need something. Oh, Mom,
Yeah.
I'll have it. And yes, I do. And do I see it again? No.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Although
by the
mine
way,
are more
I
like,
have to ask
can
you
you
guys.
make this for me, Mom? Can you make this for me? Can you make this for me?
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
be
get
hard
that
to do.
too. I get that too. I have to ask you guys, did you notice on Tuesday that I said it was the last day of February?
No.
Or Friday? Yeah, I said it was the last day of February. Somebody commented on it. Ron caught it right away. And I'm like, oops.
Oops.
So
Yeah,
Friday.
we don't
evidently I
listen
did
to you. We don't.
exactly.
We're
Okay,
not gonna
tell
hold
you
it
what,
against you.
We were
We won't
probably all
hold it
pulling our
against you.
calendars out to see what the date was.
Yeah, right. And then agreeing with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Smart
Okay,
or
Kim.
not.
Well, Kim said it was, so it has to be.
Yeah. So I finished my doll. So she's done.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way she turned
She
out.
looks like a stylized Edwardian girl.
Yeah. Well, what is this? Delightful printed fabric doll dressed in the style of the 1860s.
Well, that's
He
right.
loves the use of bright fabrics and trims in an era when girls were dressed in the latest fashions. Her costume is created with tube embroidery paints, about 16 inches tall. Well, she's not 16 inches tall, but
No.
You can pretend, make
I
believe.
I can.
You just didn't want her to be that tall. She's
No.
special. She is.
Everyone is different.
Right. That's right.
You know, when you talk about kids and their potential, my son that's the doctor, when I was pregnant with him, I was told multiple times, you are so silly to carry this child and have all these complications. You know he's just going to be retarded or something. And I was like,
Mm.
I wanted to take him back and go, this is the child you didn't want to save. He, you know, I say he's my not so bright child. He's the doctor.
Yeah.
The not so bright one's the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that was not worth fighting for.
Yeah.
That's the one. And then my daughter, I was told she wasn't even alive. And I was like,
I would have got a new OBGYN.
I did. Trust me. I did.
I
Oh,
did
yeah,
give her
that
the
was-
creepy stare, Marty.
That was quite the scandal. It was a military doctor.
Mm.
He was gonna do a D&C without doing an ultrasound.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't agree to that.
No.
No.
No. I
I didn't.
wouldn't either.
Thankfully, my husband had a staff job and a flying job at the time, and the secretary in his office heard the call that I made to him. That, you know, I was upset, and she was like, "What's wrong?" So he told her, and she said, "Give me 5 minutes." She came back, and he said, my husband called me back, and he said, "You know, Dottie says 5 minutes." I'm like, "Okay." Her husband was the chief master sergeant in charge of the ultrasound clinic.
Oh,
He said, "Tell her to start drinking water and get over here."
yeah.
He did, and said, "Well, there's your baby's heartbeat. There's her kid." You know, I couldn't tell if it was a boy or girl, but
Mhm.
yeah. So I would say the value of second opinions is invaluable.
Definitely.
All I could say was, well, if my child is handicapped, when I was talking about the son, it's like he's still my, you know, that's still my baby, and that's
See, because I had a niece with varying abilities, severe varying abilities, I was a little bit, when I was younger, I wouldn't have been able to handle it. And so when my son was stillborn with all the deformities he had, I actually breathed a sigh of relief.
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. There is a time where, yeah, they didn't have any proof that my baby had a problem. You know,
No.
they just thought I was crazy to put up with 9 months or whatever it was in bed and whatever.
My mama swore that she carried all of us for 10 months.
She might have.
It pretty much is 10 months.
Yeah, it really is.
It's 40 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They just say 9 months.
And she'd get down on the floor and scrub the floor on purpose.
They tried to have the baby.
She tried.
Sorry,
There was
guys.
5. She had 5. So
Sorry, guys. Marty says, lol, Becca, I thought at first that you were painting a teapot. Nice cat.
Oh, I had after I got the eyes on there, you're like, oh, it's a cat.
Sorry. I didn't find that
I left
very
the,
funny.
can name your
the
cat
eyes to laugh
Teapot.
to trick you.
Surprise.
Oh, you know, that does look so like 60s rad, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Oh my gosh, that's so perfect, Becca.
I
You
love
got
it.
this- yeah.
I
We've
really
been looking
love
at
that
houses around Pittsburgh, and my daughter-in-law found one that is like she's found several that are like time capsules. Like
We
they
had
look like no
dishes.
one's lived in them.
we had
Really?
dishes with those little things on them.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, like they have one of them still had all the furniture from the 1960s and 70s. It was
Wow.
it was really mid-century modern. It was more like early, 50s and 60s, but oh my gosh.
That's
It's
like one of those
amazing.
clock cats that the tail go tick, tick.
Yeah, and the
Yes,
eyes
it
go
is.
back and forth.
Yes, the kitchen clock.
Yeah.
Oh, Becky, you're not going to cut that one up, are you?
No. Mm-mm. No, unless the prompt tells me cut apart. No, I'm just one
Well,
of my
you tell that
prompts that I
prompt to
used to
shut
do.
up.
We would do prompts, and I would pull, and one of the prompts says, "Cut it in half" or "Rip it in half." Rip it in half.
Yeah.
And Brenda A,
Yes.
she's like, "You made me rip one of my favorite art pieces apart." I said, "It teaches you to let go. You can do it. You can do it."
Do you know
No,
what,
no,
Becca? When I play with you and do that, I have no problem doing it. But if I was making like that cat that you're doing now, yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. I'd say, yeah, I did it and lie. I would lie through my teeth because you wouldn't be able to
yeah,
see
I
it.
ripped it. Sure. Mhm.
I'll rip a print up, but not something that looks like that.
Well,
Oh, I
not.
shouldn't-
Yeah.
I shouldn't do that. Oh my gosh, I'm almost done. If I can figure out how to put this in there now. I don't think things through ahead of time. I have that
So what you
problem.
gonna do with that when it's done, Anne? Like how are you gonna oh, I
Oh my
see,
God.
it's on the back. Okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
that's going on the back. I can't tell where I am half the time here. I'll turn it. There we go. Am I right now?
Yeah.
No, I'm upside
Okay,
down.
I
No,
see it. I see
you're
now.
upside down.
See, there's an eyeball in there.
Turn it
Yeah.
once more counterclockwise. Once more counterclockwise. Oh, you're backwards to me. Okay.
The other
The other
way.
way. It's upside down right now.
Your other left.
Yeah.
That way.
No,
One more
once
time.
more. One more time.
Around we go. Do, 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 do.
There we go.
Right there. Nope, a little bit
No,
more.
a little
but
bit
yeah,
more.
good
A
enough.
little bit more.
Little bit
There we
more.
go.
Now back to the right. Now
No.
What are y'all playing with me?
No.
You just
not
need,
y'all, but
you
I
need to
am.
put a dot on the bottom of your camera to that is like, north or south or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
I should,
that's a
yes.
good. That's a
I
very
should
good
learn what I'm
point.
doing with my phone. I'm going to put that on the other end, though. I need to put it on the other side.
Uh,
Of the turquoise will be.
Kim, I'm kind of done with both
Okay.
of my projects, so I'm going to skedoodle.
Okay. Can we just make you center stage and show that off?
Yep.
Bet that looks so nice.
That
So
is
this was
very
my
pretty.
little vintage
Oh, I
picture
like
from
her.
a book,
And that's with the
and
hearts, right?
and I didn't have enough hearts, so I had to make hearts, and I threw my heart punch away because I broke the spring. No need to keep it anymore. So now
Oh.
I get to go buy me a new heart punch. So, but it's a tiny one. It was, and I ruined it by punching all this, this fancy red paper I have. If anybody needs any red paper, let me know. It's cardstock. It's really, really good. It was free to me from a photo shop, and I've been giving it away. But anyway, this was my vintage girl. I love her, and it's just on a picture frame that I had ruined, and it's now usable. And this is my vintage page. I went
like
around and
it.
collect all these things from my room and things that I've had in my stash. And this is my vintage page,
That
and it is
looks
Excellent.
great, Beth.
all
Excellent.
vintage.
Excellent.
Oh, that's
And
fun.
I've got stamps. Of course, there's a read. This was from a Reader's Digest, off of pattern pictures. Timmy people postcards at Happy Mail. That was from Sharon Lumbar. And then I've got some other little vintage people that was given me in Happy Mail. I think that was from Cheryl. And then these little crochet things were from Joni Carter. And she has a shop. If you like to buy things, she makes beautiful things. This was from a magazine, and little ephemera things that were given to me in Happy Mail. So I
Awesome.
think it turned out really cute
It
as a
is
vintage
gorgeous.
collage.
It is gorgeous. Well, thanks, Beth. Thank you so
Looks-
much for coming and playing today. I appreciate
I had a
you.
great time, guys.
And please remember that next week is Trash to Treasure.
That's right. I've got it written down.
All right.
That's the time to clean our rooms up, huh?
I'll just steal my trash can and start picking some things out.
Yeah.
Put it in the bucket. Put it in the glue bucket here.
Okay, Marty, take care, hon. Thanks for coming.
Bye,
And I also
Marty.
used the vintage lace that Anne gave me.
it's underneath, believe it or not. I can't see any of it at this moment, but there is vintage lace on there.
Well, that's good because you need that.
It was there. I can't see any of it.
It was there once upon a
I thought
time.
it counts.
Okay, take care, Beth. Thanks,
Okay.
hon. Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, Anne, can we make you up front and big and check that out?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I got to see if I can get it in the frame.
Okay.
So
So-
there's the. Should I put it down for it closer? Maybe.
Okay.
There we go.
So that's in
How's
the
that?
center. Just I'm trying
So-
to tell you where you are. That's the center of your screen. Nope. Okay, center. There's good.
Okay,
Now,
there's good. Okay, so this is
when
the
you
clock
just
face.
used I'm just saying, when you just used your hand, it's at the bottom left corner of the screen.
How
Now
about
you've
that?
got
If I
both
pick
hands.
it up, is that better?
Sure.
Okay, we'll just say it's good. Okay, so that's the clock face. That's going to be the back. Now you know why I do not have my own channel.
We love you.
It's quite obvious. So it's still wet. That's why there's white on it, because it's the matte medium gel instead of liquid. And it's got gears and from the clock. And the middle part, I'm glad maybe that Beth left because it'll creep her out. That's actually a glass eye on there. That I
Beth
got.
out? Why would that creep Beth out?
Oh, I don't know. Didn't she get creeped out about something one time about body
Oh,
parts or something, or hair or something? I
Oh,
don't know.
could be. Oh no, I was the one that got creeped out about hair.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yeah. Well, yeah, you for good reason. Yeah, you for logical reasons. But anyway, it is a glass eye, so that's where my mind's eye. I got it in an auction on Defy with a bunch of other stuff and never could figure out what to do with it. So that's why it came here. And what's funny is the eye color is actually hazel colored, which is what my eyes are. So it's doubly creepy
I
in a
like,
good way.
but then I
But
crochet
it's-
eyeballs, right? Like I
So
love.
yeah. So
I
it's
love
gonna
body
go. Yeah, see if I can get this in there now. Ah, poop. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have said that, huh?
What did you
Oh,
say?
it's-
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, never mind that. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, probably
So-
nothing I haven't used.
No. It's not even really a swear word, just not a very nice word. Like that, and then I still have the
Like when I say asses,
yeah, no, like that.
asses, it's really not a swear word.
It's not
Yeah.
a swear word.
Hmm.
Oh, now I can't find it. I have the glass part that goes over the
It's
front
totally
of it.
upside down, though. You know, it's kind of
Is
like
it?
hanging at the bottom of the shelf.
Okay. It's
Yeah,
upside
it kind
down.
of looks like a
Totally.
shelf like that.
It does look like a little shelf. There we
There
go.
you go,
That's
there
right
you go.
side up.
Okay. So then this will go on there. This is the actual clock face. And I think it's actually a magnifier to some degree. Yeah, this way.
Ah,
It is.
And what I can't decide is what to do with the wood. I started sanding it. I was thinking this was like painted, but I think it's just years of stuff. You know how people use Pledge or whatever, and
Yeah.
oh,
until
yeah.
it's
Get some
dark.
Murphy's oil soap and get that
Yeah,
crud off
yeah.
there.
So that I haven't decided what to do with this part yet, the wooden part. But I can't believe I got that much done actually. So everything in there makes sense to me as far as I know why it's in there.
Yeah.
And
That's all that matters.
Yeah. So there we
Totally.
go.
That
That's
matters.
it. In my mind's eye, I'll take pictures, which might be better than on here when it's
No,
done.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
You liking it
And
with the
as
eyeball?
for the wood,
Mhm.
you can just leave it natural. That would kind of tie in with the vintage look.
Yeah, because it is a
Especially-
vintage piece for sure. I mean, it's
Especially if sometimes you know how the wood gets that little bit of a crazing because the shellac starts to peel and crack.
yes,
That
yes.
would be, I would definitely leave the wood the way it is. Don't bother sanding it. Just give it a bit of a scrub.
I actually sanded the top, so maybe I'll just I don't know what I'll do. I don't want to cover the wood. I like wood. the way
Yeah.
it is. It has a little bit of
Depends on the
crazing,
wood.
but not enough to be interesting. Does that
Depends
make
on the
sense?
wood. I will gladly paint over wood, but
Yeah, it does depend on the wood, but I think when I started sanding this a little bit and getting some of the black off, like it was
yeah.
black when I got it. I think it's mahogany under there.
Yeah.
I'm not
A
sure.
lot of times they used poplar.
Oh, okay. Is it hard and
Poplar's a hardwood. Mahogany's a bit softer.
okay? Well, if I ever get down to it, I'll send you a picture and you and Ron can tell me what it is.
We
I
do
don't
that
know,
all.
but it's a hunk of wood. You
Yeah.
know, it's so
I mean,
that's
if
my
it was really
vintage.
heavy,
Monica,
Yeah, it's surprisingly heavy for how big it
you
is.
need to hang out on my channel.
Monica.
I'll work right back at you, hun.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Why is
She
Ann
didn't
here
want to come and
set
play
up?
with us today, Becca. She should come and play with us today.
Yeah.
Oh, she had a plumber come and they only charged her $25. What kind of plumber is that? You sure that's a
What,
good
Yeah.
plumber?
how else did you pay?
My question.
Wherever you get a $25 plumber, I'm moving.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Last
Oh.
time it cost me $100 for them to come out and just tell me, I couldn't get in there to put a new pump.
Oh, he's
Flusher
a
thing
friend
in?
of hers from church. That's why. Okay. Oh, hi, Jasper. Jasper says Flo chimed in with her
Oh.
pretty smile. That was it. And her dry wit. I mean, ours, I don't even think they answer the phone.
For $25.
Oh, thank you, Jasper.
Yeah, mahogany's a little porous, eh, Monica? Slivers and stuff.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
don't want no slivers. So there we go. I can't believe I got that far. So I still have to trim it, clean this thing, get it back put it back together.
Looking good. Looking
Thanks.
good.
It's a
Okay.
fun one. I got
Yeah.
to use the clock I've been hanging on to. Well, I haven't had it that long, but and the eyeball. Finally found a place for the eyeball.
Yeah.
That's
Nice. I like it. I love the eyeball. But
good.
you know I would. I
Okay.
love eyeballs. I don't know what the heck. Jasper's asking if you moved yet, Becca.
Oh, no. I'm not, 2027. I don't know. We don't know. We've been talking about moving for years, so I don't know. And now, because we don't want to pay taxes. We don't want to move out of Texas because, there's no state taxes here. And so there's a lot of things, but no, if we find something that's amazing, we'd probably move. But right now, no, staying right here.
I don't want to move.
And we keep going on cruises, so that doesn't help. It doesn't help save money to move. So that's Shannon's in there booking one right now. We
Do
just
you
got
know where
that.
you want to move to?
Once you go, if you don't book another one right away, because you get, you have that excitement from just getting back from the cruise, you got to book another one. So she's in there booking with who we travel with.
I have a nephew that goes on cruise after cruise after cruise.
We do one a year. Right before COVID, the cruising was so reasonable. We were doing 2 a year for about 2 years. And
Oh, yeah, who doesn't?
year after COVID, we went on 2 because they were so cheap and stuff. But they have just been so expensive lately.
Yeah, he went on like 3 or 4 last year, but he's single, no responsibilities, no.
Yeah.
Never gonna get married again.
It's not that expensive if you live close and you don't have to worry about all the traveling and all that.
Yeah.
Once you add airplane and hotels and all that kind of stuff, it of course can get really high. But we live pretty close and we can drive down there, and I don't know, you get a cruise for $1,000 for 2 people, and before COVID we were getting them for like $600 for 2 people.
Yeah, he gets some that are like last minute.
Yeah.
He's in Florida, so yeah.
Oh, and that's even better. Yeah. If we lived in Florida, geez, you can get almost like $199 and stuff. You can go cruise.
Or the repositioning ones. He's done some of those. He just likes going on cruises. I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to do the whole not international. What is it called?
Transatlantic.
Yes, and take
Yeah.
the boat over to the other locations and stuff. That would be fun.
He's done one last year or the year before that he flew to Europe and then came back on the ship.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah,
doing
that's
that again this year.
fun. Yeah.
So that's a long time. See, but he likes it. I don't know. I've only been on one cruise, and that was to Alaska with my mom.
And I like the cruise days. I like being out on the water. And now that I know how much how much I like a balcony, that's big because that's usually what I enjoy doing. The shows I don't
Take care,
care to
Jen.
go
Thanks for
to, and,
coming. We'll chat soon, hon.
Yeah, he likes some of the shows, but he said once you've been on the ship a couple times, it's like, okay.
yeah, it's all the same. Right. Exactly. I just like, and I'm not a drinker and stuff. I just love the water. I love sitting and just staring at the water and just relaxing. Sometimes I do, art. Usually it's like doodling and stuff. I do take watercolors, but I don't usually, because I'm not a watercolorist, I take it for my mixed media. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's nice. I know that everything's accessible. I don't have to worry about, oh, can I get in this place or can I get, I know I can get in places.
Uh-huh.
That's a big one, right?
It is so stressful if I go. Yeah, it's so stressful if I, when I go on vacation or travel, even just when Gatton and I travel to Pennsylvania, I've learned which hotels I don't have to worry about, and I can just go, because hotels are not accessible. You think they
aren't. And even when they say they are, sometimes they aren't.
Oh no, just going, actually the hotel we had this last cruise 2 weeks ago, my friend booked us a room and we got in the room and it's like, I can't even, it was a water closet. I was like, I can't get in and use that toilet.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that's a wheelchair accessible room. And they're like, yeah, we booked you. And then we're like, well, that's not going to work. You're going to have to find something. And they found something else. And it was like, yeah, no, this is their wheelchair accessible room.
Yeah.
The bathroom was like, huge and I could get in it. And
we had one that was supposed to be an accessible room and the shower had a big old lip on it, like 10 inches.
Oh yeah. It's
not accessible.
Yeah, it's not a wheel-in shower. Yeah.
Thankfully for us, it was okay, but it was like, no. And I don't think the room would have been really accessible either because it was just too tight. You couldn't have turned a wheelchair around in there.
Right.
Maybe wheel in, wheel back out backwards or something, but yeah. Not really. Plus, I guess the thing he likes about cruises too is you don't pack and unpack. You don't haul your bags around. You don't.
Yep. Totally true. Yeah, that's another positive thing for somebody, especially me trying to move my stuff around.
Yeah,
it's so funny when Gatton was little and we would do the trip to Pennsylvania. I had everything coordinated just perfect in the bags where he would have a backpack on his back and a backpack on his front, and he would pull a suitcase, and then I would get out and I would have a few things on my lap, like my purse and something. And we used to travel with a dog too, and
oh goodness.
Yeah, she was big. She was a full size. She wasn't the smaller boxer. She was a bigger boxer. There's two sides of boxers, and she was a full size. She was a big one. People think that the smaller ones are the actual boxers, but really the bigger ones. But anyways, yeah, and she did pretty good. And I didn't say that she was a service dog. I think they just would assume.
Yeah.
So she would ride the elevator and everything with us, but yes, because there was always because I stayed in places that allowed dogs. I never did the whole she's a service dog to get my room. It just happened to be, and they they'd never charged me for it either. They would do a deposit, but I'd always get that back. Shh, don't tell anybody. But she used to ride in the elevator and everything with us, and I was like, and when Gat was older, I remember talking about it, and Gat was like, oh, she wasn't supposed to be. I was like, no, she wasn't supposed to be. We snuck her in. He didn't know any better.
But if she's well trained, then
she was pretty good. I mean, she wasn't excellent. Like one time she did get away on us. Something spooked her. And we were going into the restroom, and I used to take her in the restroom with me. Heck, I used to take my son in the restroom with me. Don't say anything, guys. That's just I was safe, and my son is still with me and not stolen, so I don't care.
Yeah, what
But,
are you going to do when you're traveling by yourself with a
well,
child?
yeah, I used to
What
just
are you
make him
supposed
come
to
in.
do?
I'd make him stand in the corner with his
Yeah.
nose to the corner when I was potty. I mean, you're going to the bathroom, So, but yeah, it made me too nervous to let him stand like anywhere. The rest stops are scary.
Yeah, I wouldn't let my kids out there alone.
Yeah, no. So we took my dog. She was going in with us, and something spooked her, and she took off on us. And I was so scared because we were in this big rest stop. I thought, oh my goodness, she's gonna get run over. I was so scared, and I couldn't go, So I had to send my son, run after her. Here she ran to the car and was sitting outside the door, just waiting to get back in the car. I was so impressed. I was like, oh.
She did what she had to do and needed to continue on, eh? That was good.
I figured out how to do the back.
Yay!
My clock face was too small, so I just took what was the inside of the clock and put the clock face in that. So now it's deeper.
Nice.
Oh,
I could have collaged that part around there. Oh, too late.
Is it glue? You glued?
Yeah, I glued it with E6000, so I don't think it's gonna come.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's done.
Oops. Oh well. It's all right. It's like a cave now, isn't it?
It is.
People come like,
It's just the way deep thoughts of you, right?
That's right. I'm a deep thinker. You got it, Ducky.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I wish sometimes I could shut my brain off, though. Does anybody else have that problem?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why I listen to audiobooks, because then my brain shuts down because I focus on them.
A friend sent me a recommendation for a book about the history of textiles. It is so dry. I should listen to it. Wow. It is so dry.
That would be brutal. I don't know that I could
I'd
handle
be
that.
like, friend, why did you send this to me? What kind of friend are you?
Well, she said she hadn't read it. She just heard about it and saw it and thought I might like it. So I can't get mad.
Here's my puzzle for today. This is my
Lovely.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
That's awesome.
So there's my puzzle that's from today's prompts on my challenge. And then this is my cat.
I love that cat.
Let's put you front and center. Hang on. There we go. I love that cat. That turned out so nice.
Thank you. And then this is my
your challenge.
My challenge with the heart and the puzzle, and I did it kind of 60s vintage.
I like it.
Which, if you're wearing those clothes, you would say that was vintage. So we're good with calling that vintage.
Yeah, the
I wear
flowers.
those clothes all the time. It's normal.
Yeah.
I guess I'm vintage. It's okay.
You have vintage clothes in your closet still?
Oh,
I do too. I do.
Yeah, I do.
That was before my time. They were vintage when I was a kid.
Friends of ours have a barn dance once a year. They hire a band and provide a huge dinner. She cooks for weeks but it's based on 60s and 70s clothes. So we don't go often anymore because they smoke in there and that really bothers me. But people will phone me and ask to borrow clothes for it. Kim will have something I can wear. Yeah. Thanks, guys. All right. So I think we're just about done. So I'm just going to do a close-up and personal of my lady. I don't know if they chose a name for her or not, but so I did a vintage dolly painting thing on canvas. So I would like to thank everybody for being here, everybody who's been watching and listening and participating in chat, everybody up in the balcony, everybody who came to play today. We had a lovely group, and obviously we all did something different. I love it. I love it. I love it. So thank you to Anne and Becca, who are still here with me, Anne from Florida, Beth, Carol. Am I missing anyone? I think that's it. 6 of us. I think that's it. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My brain is not quite 100%.
I think that was everybody.
Yeah, I think so. Beth and
Sounds like
Anne
it to
and
me.
Anne and Becca and Carol and me. Yep, that's all of us. So big hugs to everybody. Thank you guys all for being and participating. Thanks to everybody in the balcony and anybody who watches the replay. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hugs to you all. I am going live at 12:45 on Tuesday. Next Sunday, the Feral Artist Group is doing Trash to Treasure. Hugs,
Thank you,
guys.
Kim.
Have a great day. Thanks. And we are exiting stage right, I guess, because the thing's on the right side of my screen. Bye now.